Hello, everybody, and welcome to Trip Tales, the show where we talk about your Disney and Universal vacations. My name is Jamie Lee, and this is episode 90. The Capture the Magic Network is sponsored by Zip Travel, the most magical travel agency on earth. They can help you make memories that will last a lifetime by booking Disney World vacations, but they can book many other destinations for you, like Universal Orlando, SeaWorld, beach vacations, international destinations, and beyond. Visit vacationwithzip.com to get a free quote and be paired with either Lauren or Kendall, and they will take care of booking your vacation for you free of charge. And if you book with them, you will receive a little gift during your trip as a thank you for supporting the agency and the network. So take advantage of their knowledge and experience and start the planning process today. And again, that's vacationwithzip.com to get started. Well, welcome everybody again. This is Trip Tales, where a new guest every episode recalls details about their most recent Disney World or Universal Orlando vacation. They touch on things like their hotel stay, lightning lanes, the weather, ride experiences, dining, cast members, transportation, so much more. So keep those ears open and you'll hear some information that you might be able to take with you on your trip and help you plan and everything. It's great. So I'm always looking for guests for future episodes. So if you'd like to be a guest, please visit ctmtriptales.com, click on Be on Trip Tales at the top, and fill as much information as you can about your trip. So today's trip involves my guest and her son doing a mother-son long weekend. And as you'll hear in the episode, they do an after-hours event. They get Universal annual passes. She talks about doing her split stay here. Really good stuff for information for you guys. So be sure to listen closely because it's a good one. So without any more hesitation, here is my interview with Sarah. All right, well, let's get to my guest today. I am talking to Sarah. Welcome to Trip Tales, Sarah.
Thanks, Jamie. It's so fun to be here.
Thank you for being here. First question I like to ask right off the bat. In one word, how was your trip?
It was wonderful. And my word that my son and I picked out together was priceless.
Ooh. Okay, you can't put a price on priceless, so let's it's going to be a good one, I think.
I think so too.
Okay. All right. So tell me some basics of your trip. So what were your trip dates?
Our trip dates, we left on February 10th and got back on February 13th. So it's pretty short.
Okay. And who traveled with you?
It was just me and my 11-year-old son.
You and your son. Okay. And where did you guys stay?
We stayed at Surfside for the first night, and then we moved over to Pop Century for the additional 2 nights.
Okay. And what kind of park tickets did you have at either place?
So we, by accident, have annual pass holder. We're annual pass holders at Universal. We're going to go to a big trip in November, so we just thought that this was kind of an opportunity to get in there and see a little bit of Universal before we go on our big trip.
Okay.
And then we also had the free water park tickets for staying at a Disney hotel and after hours party at Hollywood Studios.
Okay, so you did after hours. Okay. And then did you do any special dining or any other events while you were there?
We did Homecoming, Beaches and Cream, and Grand Floridian.
Oh, Grand Floridian Cafe.
Yeah.
I love that place. Okay, cool. All right. Well, were you celebrating anything for this trip? Is this a special trip or anything with you and your son?
It is. So it's my 40th birthday this year. And so I decided instead of like a party or a big birthday celebration, I just wanted to take both of my kids individually on separate trips. So my son and I went here in February, and my daughter and I are going in April. So just time to spend together and get to, really celebrate together with my one child at a time.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, that's why we decided it was priceless, because I don't think you ever get, sick of that one-on-one time with your kids.
That's a good point. No, you don't, do you? And they grow too fast, and then you're like, oh, you're an adult now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Just cherish it. Okay, well, that sounds lovely. I can't wait to hear about it. So, take me to the beginning. The 10th of February, you're coming from Minnesota, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was so cold when we left. It was like 6 below.
Oh,
So
gosh.
we were ready to get out of there. The freight plane was like frozen when we left. But anyway, we left. It's a bit of a drive to get up to the airport. So we left our house at 3:45 a.m., which means we had to get up at like 3:15. It was so early for him.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was very early. But
Yeah.
we made it up. There wasn't like any ice on the roads or anything. So we made it up in time. And our flight actually got a little delayed because it had to get defrosted, but we took off at 7:20.
Okay.
And landed in Orlando at 11 o'clock local time.
Okay. 11 o'clock. So plenty of time for the rest of the day.
Yes.
So what did you do once you got to the land and everything? Like, I know you were staying at Universal. So did you start with Universal?
We did. So we took an Uber, which is really not very expensive. We're used to taking it to Disney, so it's more expensive to Disney, but to Universal, it's actually really inexpensive.
Right.
We arrived at Surfside around 12:30, so it was nice because we were able to just we got off the flight and then got our Uber right away. We didn't have any bags to check or anything, so we got to Surfside about 12:28. We checked in and we had a room on the 5th floor. So my son was excited. He likes the higher up floors.
Okay.
And then we grabbed some sandwiches because we hadn't had anything to eat since we left for the airport. So we grabbed sandwiches at Beach Break Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was delicious. My son loved the turkey sandwich.
Good.
He raved about it. He wanted to go back for more sandwiches. I just had like a little hummus snack, and it was fine. But my son had been sick the week before, and I had too. So we were having some motion sickness issues already. We were pretty sick on the flight, just like with the motion sickness.
Mm-hmm.
So we had some Dramamine with, and I had a scopolamine patch that I had originally put on, but I didn't realize that if you accidentally touched it and then touched your eyes, your pupils dilate. And so my pupils were so dilated, I couldn't even like look at my phone the whole day.
No.
Bad. Yeah, so that happened sometime in the plane. So I had to take that off because that was a risk that I wasn't willing to continue to take.
Yeah, goodness gracious. Okay.
So we just kind of, after the sandwiches, we kind of just rested in the hotel for just a few minutes to try to get our bearings on our motion sickness because we'd been moving all day. And we did eventually make our way out to the bus at about 1:45.
Okay. And how long did you wait for a bus? Because I know they can be really quick.
It was actually there waiting for us. So, and then we probably took off like a minute or two later. So
that's awesome.
I found that the buses were like always there. So
yes,
they just constantly come at Universal. I don't know if that's because it's closer than Disney or why, but
I think it has something. I mean, for sure. I mean, like Surfside, and I mean, I know they're on the other side of I-4, but it's really not that far away. It takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't long. No, I was surprised actually. Even my son commented on how quick that was because we're used to Disney where buses take a little bit longer. So, so that was really convenient. Mm-hmm. I've actually stayed at like what was it called? It's Cabana Bay. I've stayed there before, and we used the boats for that and then just like walked across the highway. So all of their hotels are very close together and they're actually very nice hotels. My son loved staying at Surfside. He thought it was just like the best hotel. And I didn't want to break his heart and say, well, it's actually the best value hotel that they have. But he wanted to go back to Surfside for November. I was like, no, we're not going to do that.
Oh, that's so funny. Well,
Yeah,
the
so he
theming
really
is
liked
cute
it.
too. Like the whole surfing and like the beach and
Yeah.
it's I get it. I mean, our kids like it too. So yeah.
Yeah, and the rooms are really nice and clean. We just really liked it. So
Did you just have
anyway,
a standard room, like a 2-queen room?
we did.
Okay.
And it was just, it was basically the cheapest one I could find because I was just looking for a place to kind of lay our heads that night, and then we could get up early and go to Pop Century for the free water park pass.
Right.
And get a full water park day in. So originally I wasn't even thinking that we were going to go to Universal. That just kind of happened later on when we decided to take this trip in November to Universal, and then we started crunching the numbers, and it was cheaper to get the basic annual pass than to try to do tickets and stuff, and then we can do at the park and everything with the Universal pass, just buying that extra. So we just originally I looked for any cheap hotel in Orlando, and I couldn't find any. And then the annual passes give you really good discounts at the Universal hotels. So I looked on that, and it was like a 40% discount. So it ended up only being $70 for the night, which is insane.
Wow. That's really good.
So I booked that because I had already had my annual pass for Universal from a trip that I took last November with a friend. So I booked that, and then later on we decided to get him an annual pass too. So, but I think he would have honestly been perfectly happy just being at the hotel. He just liked it a lot.
That's so cute. Well, I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Yeah, me too. So anyway, we were on the bus at 1:45 and got right to the park at 1:52. We walked by the gates to activate my son's annual pass.
Okay.
I just put a little note, like I said, the rooms are just so discounted when you get an annual pass. So that would be something that I would, if anybody is going to Universal, completely recommend just looking, kind of pricing everything out and seeing if an annual pass would be worth it, because you get so much percentage off your room.
Yeah.
So sometimes it makes sense to just do it for that reason alone, even if you only go once.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so my son ended up with the cheapest annual pass, which is $425 for 2 parks. It has some blackout dates, but the blackout dates are fine for us.
Okay.
So we got that all activated. He thought it was cool that you walked through and you don't do your fingerprints. You just take a picture, and so he smiled big for the picture and walked through the gates.
Can you explain that, because that is a fairly new thing, and I haven't even gotten to do that yet. So usually they have you scan your ticket and then they take a picture, but now it's just a picture, right?
I think they had to scan his pass because that was the first time he's been there.
Okay.
But, and then they took his picture for the first time, but then, we ended up not wanting to ride the Hogwarts Express later on, but we wanted to go to the other park. So we walked out and walked by Toothsome, I think it's called Toothsome, and then back into the other park, and then you can just walk through. So with mine, I didn't even have to have my annual pass out, I don't think. I just walked through, and the second time, I think he just walked through.
That's awesome.
If I remember right. Yeah, it was, you see your picture on the camera. So I'm sure if it doesn't recognize you, they stop you and ask for your annual pass or your tickets or whatever. But for us, we just walked right through.
That is so great. I mean, think of how fast it can go. Click.
Well, I would assume for like early entry that would be really helpful, you know, in how quickly to get people through.
Yeah.
But we weren't going there for early entry. Ours was in the middle of the day, so there wasn't a wait or anything to get through.
Right.
So yeah, but I mean, honestly, it's way more seamless than Disney's option. But I mean, you don't hear that lovely little ding, that chime that you hear with Disney. So I don't know. Maybe I would miss it.
I do love that little ding ding. I do love that.
Yeah, for sure. So we got through the park. We went to Universal Studios first. I think it's the Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. Are those the two parks?
Yeah.
Okay. So we went to the Universal Studio Park first. And because our first ride was Villain Con.
Okay.
Which is like the Minions ride where you pick up this gun and you like shoot on a screen and you have no idea where you're shooting or what you're doing.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what that ride is. Yeah.
So he walked on at 2:13 and it was a posted 5-minute wait.
Okay.
We just walked right on.
Yeah.
My son had no idea. Like he's like a video game kid and he was, what did we just do? Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's like probably not the first Universal of your life, like first ride for the first time you've been for Universal.
Yeah.
You probably need something more exciting than that.
It's a little chaotic of a ride. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like, I don't know where I'm pointing. I don't know where my points are coming from. I don't know why everything is blowing up around me on the screens.
The guns are kind of heavy.
They're
like
heavy.
the lasers or whatever are kind of heavy. So I don't know. I feel like a little kid would have a really hard time doing that. But I mean, an 11-year-old and me, we were fine. But exactly. I don't know. We walked off the ride at 2:23, so it didn't take very long to get through it at all. I asked him to rate the ride, and he's like, it was a 6 because I have no idea what I just did.
That's fair.
It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great.
Right. Yeah. That's like I feel like that's like the thing that people are just like, it's good, it's fine, but it's not like the best, Yeah.
So, like I said, we were dealing with some motion sickness issues. And if you know anything about Universal, those parks are just ridden with like all sorts of things that can make motion sickness terrible.
Yep.
So even though we had taken our Dramamine, we just wanted to kind of go around and, enjoy some of the Universal things that you can't, not necessarily the rides. We didn't do a ton of rides, but we went to Diagon Alley, and my son, the last time I had went in November, I got a wand. Again, by accident. I didn't really mean to get one. I had gone to the.
Well, hold on. How do you accidentally buy a wand?
So I went with one of my friends, and I was talking to her about how there was this Ollivander experience, and you have to see it, and it's so great. And we went into it, and there was a little girl that was like dressed up for her birthday, and I was like, the Ollivander character was kind of near us, and I was like, oh, I hope he chooses her. She's so cute. And then he chooses me.
No.
So then I went through the whole wand experience, and then I left it. I was like, well, I have to buy it now.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm glad you got picked, though. Usually they do pick kids. So
I know. I thought for sure she was going to get picked, but so I ended up buying the one because I mean, when that happens to you, you have to.
Absolutely.
So it has a proud display now, and I even bought like a little wand holder, and we brought it with because I figured maybe this would be an opportunity to use it.
Sure.
So he loved that, though. He really we went around to different places, and they have little medallions on the floor, on the ground, so that you can see what you have to do and where you have to, go to stand to do the spell. And it was really nice because most of the places that we went to, they had a person that was dressed up in character there to help you, which is helpful for sure, because when we went in November, it was really hard to do the spells. I couldn't get any of them to work. So
oh, no.
I was like, I got a broken wand.
No.
But no, so we went to a few of them, and he was able to do them, and he really thought that was fun. So it was definitely a good way to kind of get in the Harry Potter mood.
Right, exactly.
So we finished up with the spells for now, And I had really talked up the butterbeer because it's my favorite thing at Universal. So I had told my son that it's so good and we should get some. And so we stopped and got a butterbeer. And I just let him try mine because I didn't know if he'd like it or not. I figured he probably would, but turns out he didn't. He thought it was way too sweet. So I know, it's weird. So we ended up getting him an orange fizzy drink, which he also didn't like. So.
Oh, I love those. Those are so good.
I know. I was like, 2 for 2. We're out of these like Harry Potter drinks. He did not. He doesn't love sweet drinks, which I guess I should have known. He would prefer something maybe a little bit more tart or carbonated, but I thought the orange fizzy drink would be a hit, but it wasn't. He rated it a 2 out of 10.
Okie dokie. All right.
I know. I was like, okay. Well, I drank the butterbeer happily, and he did not. So we walked over to Escapes from Gringotts. It was posted a 25-minute wait, and we walked there we got in there at 3 p.m. and at 3:19 we were in the pre-show. You know, they had like I don't want to give too much away, but they have like a little like area where they're kind of chatting with you, or the character or a video is kind of talking at you, I guess. So it was about 19 minutes. I usually count the pre-show as like the start of the ride, but we were on the actual ride at 3:27. So.
Okay. Not too bad.
So not too bad, no. And he loves that. He thought that was so fun.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorites, too. It's just really immersive. And,
it's so good.
Yeah, really it is. It's just great. So we got out of there, and then I decided I wanted to try. They have these vegan pastries in Harry Potter World or whatever in the 2 areas that I had heard good things about, so I wanted to try it. But I did not like it. And I don't really eat meat, so usually I'm pretty good with that kind of stuff. But it wasn't my favorite. But the crust around it was so good. Like there was parts of it that were really good. I think I just maybe got a bad one. The filling was not. It was kind of chunky. So, but other than that, but the pastry around it was really, really good. So I ate that. Nice. But so we had like perfect weather. I made a note of that right now because we both said how glad we were to be in Florida, where it was 81 degrees with low humidity, instead of in Minnesota where it was still -2 degrees.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Big cold snap there. So we missed out on that one, which was nice.
Right.
At 4:11, we went into the ET ride, which my son, again, I talked this up. I love this ride. I think it's my favorite ride in Universal, which is wild because they have such good rides there. But, I don't know. I didn't even like the movie E.T. I just love the ride. So, it was supposed to be a 35-minute wait, and it was 5 minutes. So
nice.
I don't know what they were judging their wait times on, but we hit the pre-show at 4:16. And we got walked in at 4:11.
So that one's a tricky one in like wait times, because you have to like wait outside to go into the first like little video they show you, and then you get your card or your passport, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And then you may have to wait longer before you actually get on the ride. So it's like really there's 2 queues.
Yeah.
You know?
We were on the ride at 4:23. So it was still only about 12 minutes from the time that we walked through the door.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So for me, it was a 10 out of 10. I love that ride.
Oh, me too. I think it's a millennial thing, like a Gen X millennial thing, because like I remember watching that as a kid. And like, I knew E.T. Like, I think most of us did that were millennials. And him being a is he Gen Alpha?
I have no idea.
Whatever his generation
11.
is now. Yeah.
11-year-olds
Yeah.
are.
He's just like, what is this? Like, why are we in this weird alien world?
He thought it was really weird, but he liked it probably because it brought me so much joy. And I was like, can we do it again? And he's like, maybe later.
That is so cute.
But he's like, Yeah, it was really good though. I see why you like it. It was like an 8 out of 10. Yeah, right.
Oh, he's so sweet.
No way. Yeah. So I think he did mention that it was the most. I probably liked it because it was the most Disney-like ride, like with the animatronics. Although it was, they're super old, but
right.
I feel kind of, it's kind of like Disney.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, after that, we decided we wanted to walk over to Islands of Adventure just to kind of check it out. And this was at 4:30.
Okay.
We didn't. I think it was because we didn't want to walk all the way back to Hagrid, or not Hagrid. The train that brings you to the other park. We didn't want to walk over all the way back there because we were kind of at the front of the park. So we just decided to walk in the front. And it probably was about the same, to be honest. Like we probably, because we went back to Hagrid. So we probably should have, in retrospect, just gone to the train, but whatever.
Oh, well.
We got to see more of the area. So.
There you go.
Anyway, so we walked. We started walking to Islands of Adventure at 4:30, and it was 4:56 when we got to Hagrid. So really not too bad. It's like a 26-minute walk. That's not that bad to go through the whole park. And he got to see it. We weren't going to have time to do much at Islands of Adventure if he wanted to do Hagrid. So, yeah. So, but he got to see it at least. So kind of a precursor to our November trip.
There you go.
So Hagrid's was posted an 80-minute wait, and I was like, do you really want to do this? I mean, it is the best ride, because I wanted to do it. But so we did end up deciding to do it. It was a 60-minute. We actually waited 60 minutes. So it's like 20 minutes posted higher wait.
I feel like that is like, I feel like 60 minutes is I don't say it's good, because waiting an hour for a line is kind of hard anyway, at least for me. But I usually see that line getting very long. So I think 60 minutes or anything like around that. I mean, I've waited as long as 90. Never again will I do that, because it was like in the middle of the summer. But I've waited as least as like,
that was so hot.
Yeah, I've waited like 35 at the least amount, and that's because it's all standby still. So yeah, I feel like 60 is not terrible.
So I've been to Universal twice now in the last couple of years. This is my third time. The first time we got stuck in it was with a bunch of friends, and we got stuck in you kind of go into this little almost cave. I don't know. It's really small, short hallway. And we got stuck in there for so long, and we didn't want to leave. It was like 3 hours, so we waited for that ride. Oh, no. It was still great. It was our first time riding it. It was still amazing, but 3 hours, it was insane. So that's still what I have to compare it to. And then I went on my trip with my friend in November, and Jamie, we went on that ride 3 times in one day, and we went. It was crazy. The first time we got in, they must have just how did they just opened, or no, it was just a normal wait, but they had said it was 80 minutes or something, and we waited like 35.
Awesome.
The second, and then they closed the ride. The ride got closed for some reason, and then we saw maybe an hour later that they started running the cars, and that's kind of my key. Hey, we're gonna be up and running here pretty quick.
Yeah.
And everyone's watching for it. But we didn't have any bags to check or anything in those little lockers, so we were the first ones on the ride, and that was the most amazing experience ever. And then we zipped back around, and we only had a 20-minute wait because we were the first ones on the ride. So
that's great.
I don't know how you're ever going to compare to that.
Yeah, girl, I don't know.
That was we really ruined it for ourselves, both me and my friend, because it's we're done for. So
well, there's a rumor that the express passes they're going to start using those very soon.
That's what I heard, and I'm really hoping that that's what. That they took away the single rider line, and now they're doing this 3 one-way. If you have an odd number, you go one way, and if you have an even number, you go another way, so that they can kind of match them up better. So I don't know. Hopefully
That'll be crazy. Well, I'm just thinking like express pass wise, like, okay, that's great if you have an express pass, but I'm thinking everybody that has one is going to make that express line very long. And,
True.
like it'll make the standby longer too, unfortunately. But.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if the whole odds and even thing like match up pretty well, and they do well with that. Or I heard that they did that when it first opened, so hopefully it's not like a brand new thing for them.
They did use a virtual queue for a while.
That would be nice.
That was
go back to that.
Yeah. Well, that worked out well. They did like drops periodically through the day. So like a lot of people that weren't familiar with the virtual queue system didn't like it. Kind of like with Guardians. But they were more randomized. Like if you were at a certain place in the park and it was early, you had to it was just insane. So I'm glad they don't have that particular system anymore. But okay, so tell me, your son, did he like Hagrid's?
He did. He still had some motion sickness that we were dealing with through the whole trip. So the backwards part kind of got to him. Mm-hmm. But the surprise in the middle, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have gone on it, but there's kind of a surprise in the middle, and he didn't know about that, and he loved that. He thought it was so fun.
Nice.
So he was like, for sure, the best ride in Universal, even though we only rode like 4 of them. So how would he? He didn't really have much to compare it to, but it was better than E.T., I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
So after that, he'd been up since like 3 o'clock, so he was kind of ready to go back to the hotel and just relax. So what did we? Oh, we went back to the bus. So the way that Universal's hotels work is you can either take a bus to like some of the outlier hotels, and then, or you can do a water boat to like the ones that are closer to the parks. I've only taken the water boat before this trip, so they're way better. But the bus, it was okay. You just have to walk a really far. You have to walk all the way through City Walk and then all the way back up to get to the bus. So that's kind of why the water boat's a little better. So like if you're going for a long trip, if you can get a hotel that is by the water, like even Aventura or like Cabana Bay, Sapphire Falls, and then all those like the premier ones or whatever they're called. Those are all water, and those do work a lot better. That was a very far walk.
I always recommend if you do Premier, that Hard Rock is like probably your best one, because it's literally a 5-minute walk from the hotel.
There.
It's right there.
Yeah, I stayed there before. We when I went in November, we split at Hard Rock, because you get the express pass for the day you check in and the day you check out. And our trip was really short, so we had just done that, and then we had done one night at Cabana. And they moved our luggage, but I heard that that's going away now, which is kind of a bummer. But I know, like they used to move your luggage like Disney does, which is so convenient. But I heard that is going away, and they'll hold your luggage still, but not move it to the new hotel.
Man.
Anyway, I know, I was super bummed because we were going to do that. We were going to use that.
Yeah.
But that's very convenient, but that's okay. I mean, you can still like go back and get your luggage, and then I don't know, take an Uber or something. I don't know.
Right.
But more reason to just stay at the hotel that you're going, the whole time. But But anyway, just a quick note on that, like the boats are so convenient. We were at the bus at 6:41, so to get from Hagrid's all the way to the bus took us 41 minutes. It took forever to get there. So I'm just like walking. Yeah. So because like Hagrid's is all the way at the back. So and then you have to go all the way around and up. So anyway, it was fine. We got back to the hotel at 6:56 again. I think there was a bus just waiting there for us. Awesome. So the buses are very like frequent. We got back to the hotel. We showered. He wanted a quesadilla from Beach Break. Okay. And he talked about that quesadilla literally the whole trip. He wanted to go back when we were at Disney to go to Surfside to get a quesadilla. I was like, I don't think so.
That is funny.
So it was apparently they have really good chicken quesadillas there.
Okay.
But,
I don't think I've ever had one, but now I'm gonna.
it's like made to order, and they have different ones that you can pick from. And I would agree. I had the veggie one. It was very good. I just don't think it's worth going from Disney to Surfside to
Right.
get one.
Right.
But if you're there, perhaps try it.
Okay.
So then we just watched SpongeBob SquarePants in bed. So he was like living his best life, eating a quesadilla in bed, watching SpongeBob SquarePants. And we ended up being asleep by 10:30 that night. So it was such a long day.
Yeah.
But it was very fun. Weirdly, Magic Kingdom had a power outage that night. So, I was kind of on my phone just looking at things and like getting ready for our like Disney portion of our trip. And I was like, what is going on at Magic Kingdom? And then I looked and it was, I'm sure it was such a mess, but.
Oh gosh. Could you imagine? Yeah. I saw that. I was like, oh no. I'll like think of all the people that were there for, after hours.
I was going to say, I think it was an after hours night. And I was like a little worried because we were going to after hours at Hollywood Studios a couple nights later, but, I felt for those people. Hopefully they got the power back on, but what a strange situation to be in. But, so it was such a good day. And, you know, the Surfside was great. I had a couple of stops on it. It was really nice and clean. The stuff around it was all walkable and compact. Like I said, you can't beat that $70 a night.
Right.
And the buses were prompt and you didn't wait long. The cons is the walls are really, really thin. Like
I was going to ask you.
Yeah. Like real thin. I could hear just normal conversations happening.
Yeah. That's, we have found that to be true over at Stella Nova too. The new one that opened across from Epic. Yeah. Paper thin walls. So, you know, if you have a sound machine or like a fan, that's the way to go.
Also, they should have just learned, like maybe make them a little less thin because they obviously did it with this one. So, but they're really thin walls.
Yeah.
And then the space for the shower and toilet is so small. Like it's so tiny, but it's really nice to have the sink outside. So, so those are the only like cons that I have, which really those aren't that big of a deal, I guess. I would expect those on any kind of value hotel. So
right, being a value, you're like, okay, I'm paying this much money for it. Like, you know, I get that for sure.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, it was such a nice hotel, so it worked out really well for us.
Good.
So. Yeah.
So, that was your first day. So the 11th. What day of the week is that? Is that Friday?
Tuesday.
Wow, I'm way off. Tuesday. Oh yeah, because of the Super Bowl. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Tuesday, the 11th. Okay. Yeah. So was this your water park day?
This was our water park day.
Okay.
I let him sleep in, obviously. Yeah. We'd had such a big day the day before, but we woke up at 9:45. I was up earlier because whenever I'm on vacation, I'm up at like 6 o'clock. I can't help it. But he was up at 9:45. We checked out and got a lift. About 10:20 or so. And it was a quick ride to Pop Century. Again, not super expensive to get there. It was just kind of an average part of the day. I think the rush hour portion had passed. So we got right there. We were at Pop Century at 10:40. Of course, we were in the 80s section.
Okay.
It was pretty much in the back pocket of the 90s section, like as far away as you can get.
Yeah.
So, but that's okay. I figured we didn't really make a selection because I kind of wanted the room ready if possible. So I just said room whenever the room is ready. So I kind of knew we were going to be in that section. It was fine. It was just a little bit of a walk.
Sure.
So we got settled into our room was ready. So we got settled into our room and then we went back to the front desk at 11:30. We got some sodas. We had I had a like cup that you could fill up, the resort cup. So we filled that up and then we got a lift because I didn't want to mess with the bus system. I don't know if you know anything about Blizzard Beach, but about like going there is a mess.
Yes, it is. It's really annoying, isn't it?
Honestly, it's not worth the hassle because I get it as free transportation, but the lift was only $7. Like that is $7 well spent.
For sure.
So, because the amount of time that it would take to go, I think you have to go to Animal Kingdom and then transfer, and it's just it's such a mess. So, but I did write it in here as a note. Like you can definitely tell, like as much as we love Surfside hotels, you can totally tell that you're walking into a Disney hotel. Like, you just feel like they want you there. They're, you know, even at the values, they're like, how can I help you? And they're like, search you out, and they're like, are we celebrating anything? And all of that. So like you could just tell that they want you to be there. I
think part of it, just to comment what you were saying about that, is that it's a Lowe's hotel that are a Universal property, and so Universal doesn't directly own the hotels, so it makes sense. But like I get what you're saying, like it's like what they call it, the Disney difference, you know, like
you just feel special you walk through the door.
Yes,
they're like, welcome home.
Yes, I agree. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, we got to that lift to Blizzard Beach, and we were there at 12 o'clock or 11:59, I guess.
Okay.
Again, 81 degrees out. It was so beautiful. It was just the best pool day. I don't think I've ever had more fun at a pool than I had today.
Oh, yay. Was this the first time you were there?
Yes, I've never been. And honestly, Jamie, I'm ruined. I can't go into any other water parks ever again.
Okay, listen, Sarah. Okay. Have you been to Volcano Bay though?
No, I can't.
Okay.
So if it's better than this, I'm done.
Volcano Bay is really cool. Now, I also like Blizzard Beach, but so I'm glad you went to Blizzard Beach now, and then maybe you can go try Volcano Bay next time you're there, and you can kind of compare.
Okay. Sounds good. You guys know how to do water parks in Florida because, I mean, we have like a Wisconsin Dells kind of situation up in the Midwest, but it is not this good. So, it was so fun.
Good.
My son absolutely had a blast. The ski lift, 10 out of 10. That was amazing. I don't have to walk up 150 stairs. I'm sold. It was so great. So when I told him about this, he's like, wait, what? This brings us to the top of the hill? I was like, yeah. So we're so spoiled. So we got on the ski lift at 12:20. Mm-hmm. It was like a 10-minute wait to get up of it. So that was like the only thing is there was a little bit of a wait for the ski lift, but that's not that bad. You know, it would take me longer than 10 minutes to walk up those stairs. So I was happy.
Yeah.
There was nobody here today.
Awesome.
I mean, they were all in the ski lift line, obviously. That was the only people that were here. There was no wait otherwise for rides. Like there was absolutely no wait for the raft ride. It was pretty fun. It's kind of a mild, family-friendly raft ride. So it was good. It was really fun. We went down that. We went back to the ski lift. We went back up it, and then there's a gusher slide, I guess. I didn't, it said green gusher, but I don't think that's right. There's like a one person slide that you go down, but not the one that you just drop.
Right, right.
It's like right next to it. So there was no wait for that. And that one was super fun. My son loves that one. I love that one.
Good.
Then we decided it was lunch because it was 1 o'clock.
Okay.
We got chicken strip meal and harvest salad. Both of those are really good for being in a water park. I don't know.
Good.
I don't go to a water park and expect to have good food, but I thought they were really good. So, I don't know. But after that, we went to the Lazy River, and we went around. It's big. Like their Lazy River there, it's really big.
Yeah.
And it's long. And we went around it twice. We just had the most relaxing time riding. It was so fun. We had the little chair floaters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And my son thought it was so fun to push me in front of all of like the line of fire for like the rapids and stuff and like all the water, water features that they have there. He thought that was really fun. But we just really enjoyed each other's company. We chatted. There was almost no one on it. It was great.
That's awesome.
So fun. So, and I saw that they had, like these little floaties for like little kids that don't have a bottom in it, and like they can just sit on the floaty. That is so smart.
Yeah, right? Isn't that cool?
When my kids were little, I was always worried about them falling through and then drowning, or then they have to sit with me and then they're mad because they don't have their own floaty. That was so smart and so convenient. So, if you have little kids, like this is a great place to be. What did we do next? We went. I have the Runoff Rapids. Oh, this is the one. Okay. So I didn't realize that this was a hill that I had to walk up, and it was so many stairs.
Oh no!
I thought I was going to die. And then I get to the top, and I was like, "Hey, wait, this looks really familiar." Okay, that's where the ski lift takes you to. So I inadvertently walked all the way up, and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, the ski lift is better." It was like a 15-minute posted wait for that Runoff Rapids. Something happened where they had to like shut it down for a little while. Not like completely shut it down, but they wouldn't let anyone go on it. So it did take us a while. But it was a fun tube ride. It was like it was posted 15 minutes, and I have that we rode it at 2:31. So clearly it wasn't that long. But I do remember holding us up for a while at the top. I think maybe they were changing out a lifeguard or something. I don't know. But that was really fun. You have 3 choices at the top. One is enclosed, and then the other 2 are not. So we went on different ones, which was really fun. That's a really good one for kids too. Like I was surprised at how many big water slides they had for really little kids. So like shorter kids could be on them. So, then we went into the wave pool for a little while, mostly just to walk through it because it was quicker. But went back on the ski lift, and then it brought us up to, they have these tube racers that you can go in. This was the longest wait that we had. We waited like 25 minutes for this one, but it was fun. This was probably our most fun ride other than the ski lift. So the worst part about it is like super nerve wracking have you been on this one before? Like you put your feet up on this pad and then it stops you.
I don't think I have. Well, if I have, it's been like decades because I didn't ride it last time I went. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it was a little nerve wracking. I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how far this drop is. I mean, I saw like the other one over there that's like the body slide that goes like directly down. I'm like, I hope I didn't sign up for that. So it was fun. It wasn't that bad. It was just like a normal drop, but it just made it seem like it was going to be worse than what it was. Yeah. But he kind of got stuck, so he was a little burned that I won. So, but because you race the people, you race the other person down.
Right.
I won. So
very good.
Yeah, and then we went back in line for the ski lift, and we did the family tube ride again. And we were out of the park by 3:44. We had to get to our homecoming reservation, but we were at the water park from 12 to like around 3:45.
Okay,
and that was so fun. I think you would have stayed there longer. You could get in. I think it opened at 10 and it closed at 5. And I think you would have stayed there the whole day and been just happy as a clam. But, we had to leave because of our reservation. But, if you have the opportunity to go, do it. Like, if you're going to stay at that free water park day on your day of check-in is so worth it. Even if you do like we did and stay at a cheaper hotel for the night before so that you can make take full advantage of that. It was so fun.
So here's the thing. I think Jared and I talked about this on the show before, but like, I get that it's like a nice perk and it's like you don't have to pay for it and it's like free admission with your hotel stay. But like a lot of people will fly in directly from their home or whatever and then into it, and then it's like, oh, the park is either already closed or it's too late in the day. So I don't think like it is a nice perk to have, but it's almost like if you're driving, it's like if you're driving in or you're doing what you did where you stay at another hotel the night before and you can get there early. Otherwise it's like, there's a lot of people that wouldn't even get to their hotel until,
where I think this would be so helpful is a split stay. Like if you do a split stay, you could really take advantage of this.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in seeing 2 of the Disney hotels on your trip, this would be a great like rest day where, I mean, obviously it wasn't like too much of a rest day, but it did not feel like a park day either. So I don't know. I feel like it's like super valuable. There was not people there. Like I could see why. I mean, I could see that people were not taking advantage of it for sure.
Right.
Which I kind of figured would be the case, but because it's hard to do on a travel day,
Well, and like the split stay thing, that's a great point. That would work really well. So
yep, for sure. Because you could because Disney does still move your luggage. You could just have them move your luggage for you and spend the whole day at the water park, and it is super clean. And we did a locker. You can rent lockers for like $10 a day, I think. And that was really nice because then I didn't feel like I was leaving my stuff someplace. It's like, I know it's Disney, but it's still like people.
Still people, yes.
Yeah. So I just, if you do go, make sure you bring that, like a phone cover that you can put your phone in and it's like waterproof. Yeah. Because we got a ton of pictures there, which I'll post on the website and everything. But that was fun to be able to have my phone, and then I knew kind of what time it was, and they let you take it on all the rides, and same with your sunglasses, so you can take all of that on the rides. I think you have to hold them at some point, but that was convenient, and I would take advantage of that, and I would make sure you bring a phone cover because you'll want that. Otherwise, it was good. We left. I did an Uber again because I wasn't about to be doing the bus situation. Yeah. And so we Ubered back to Pop, and we just cleaned up, and then we Ubered a lot. We thought that it was worth the money in order to save time, I guess, is kind of what it came down to because the trip was so short. Yeah. So Ubered to Disney Springs. Again, like everything is like $7, $7 or $8. So it's really not expensive. And then we got there at 5 and we walked all the way across because they drop you off by that show. What is it called?
The Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, yep. They drop you off all the way back there, and Homecoming is pretty far away. So we booked it to Homecoming. But we got there. We checked in at 5:10. And he had the thigh-high chicken biscuits.
Oh, yes.
I knew it was a pretty big portion. And I don't eat a lot of meat, but I do sometimes eat some chicken. So I was like, well, I'll try that. And I wasn't super hungry because I had that big salad at 1. So I tried a few bites of that, and it was good. And he loved it. He like devoured it. And then the other thing that we got was I think they're like the hush puppies with pimento cheese. Okay. Man, those were good. They were so good. I actually brought them home, the ones that we didn't eat, or back home, back to Pop Century, and ate those like throughout the rest of the stay. They were so good. They were definitely, even just like cold, they were delicious. So Homecoming lives up to all of the hype, that's for sure. And the service was great. And, she was like, can I get you some sodas to go? And we're like, I love a good soda to go to walk around Disney Springs. So that was wonderful. So, I know that's kind of a hard reservation to get. but I mean, it was so worth it. Actually, I used Lauren, your travel agent from Zip Travel.
Yeah.
And she's so amazing.
I love her.
Like, oh my gosh, she is the best. Like, she puts up with my crazy. So I know that she'll do great with anybody. Like, I tell all my friends about her.
Listen, that lady, she has 3 kids under the age of 6, and she manages to do the travel agency. She's like active. Like she's awesome. I just love her so much.
She like gets you all the reservations that you want. She's amazing. So if you need a travel agent, just for sure use Lauren. She's amazing.
Yes.
So.
And Kendall is awesome too. I'll put a shout out for Kendall too.
Yeah,
so
I was assigned Lauren when I had gone to Zip, and I mean, so that's who I speak about. But
well, that's fine.
I'm sure Kendall is great as well. So use Lauren for sure, or Kendall. I'm sure they're both wonderful. Zip Travel's awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got out of homecoming, and the Gideon's line was looking super short, so I was like, let's just go over to Gideon's and get some cookies. So we got in line at 5:45, and we were had our cookies in hand by 6 o'clock. So
nice.
For a short line. So if you see an opportunity, take it. We got free cookies.
Yes.
Macadamia nut. Oh, they were out of the macadamia nut cookie one, but we did get cookies and cream, pistachio toffee, and strawberry, and they were great. I mean, those are like, I don't know, like 10 pounds a piece. So I think we still have, I'm pretty sure we still have 1.5 cookies, and it's like the end of February.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Those things last forever. They're so dense.
They are. It's like 1 bite a day is all you can get.
Yeah, exactly.
They're good. Yeah. We went over to World of Disney and Pin Traders. I had the worst gelato I've ever had in my entire life at this little cart. Oh. But Andrew it was lemon, and it tasted like, I don't know, like just a straight up lemon. So sour. And maybe that's how gelato's supposed to be, but I was not expecting that. But we shared Andrew's cookies and cream, and that one was really good. Okay. So I think it was just the flavor, but oh my gosh. He smelled it, and he was like, that smells like cleaning solution.
Oh gosh. Like Pledge, like the lemon Pledge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And it tasted like a lemon. It didn't taste, but no like sugar at all. But so it didn't taste like cleaning solution. It just was very sour. But his was very good. So if you see that gelato cart, don't order the lemon.
I will remember this. No lemon. Yes.
Here's where my night went downhill a little bit, but it's fine. Okay. Decisions were made, and we had to live with them. I decided that, we got to get all that we can in this day. Andrew, my son, will you Uber with me to the character warehouse, and we could just see if there's anything there?
Okay.
So I should have not. We took an Uber to the character warehouse. There's like some serious crazy drivers in Florida. I don't know if you know this. I
do know this. Yes, they are insane.
I thought that we were going to get into like 5 car crashes in the way. I was like, what did I do? I brought my child to this. I can't believe this. This was terrible. Anyway, we made it. We were safe. But we didn't find anything there because it was 7 o'clock. What was I thinking? Like, come on. So... So again,
you're like, we got in the Uber, we almost died, and I didn't buy anything. Dang it!
It was horrible. I didn't get anything. No, I think I did. I think I bought something because I felt like I had to. I got my daughter really likes Pandora, so we needed to get her stuff anyway. So I think I got her a Pandora shirt, but it was not worth the Uber drive, the risk of death, and the little bit of money that I saved to go there. But I'm sure on other days it's fine.
Okay.
Go. But anyway, this is how like little bit of time that we spent there. We were there at 7 or we Ubered from Disney Springs at 7, and we were back at Pop at 7:30.
Whoa.
I know. Like, that is not a good use of time. I don't know. Plus we almost got in 5 car crashes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyway, I wish I could take that part out, but again. So we got back to bed, or got back to Pop, got ready for bed. We watched some Disney Plus. Why isn't that included? Like, why do I have to sign into my own Disney Plus?
Girl, I don't know. It's so silly, isn't it? It
can be such like a selling point, right?
Yes.
Like, look at this great thing.
It is so silly that they don't have it included.
And then my son was like, so is this going to screw up my profile? Like, are other people going to watch it now? I'm like, I don't know.
So you are signed into your account, and once you check out, I believe it signals it to like sign you out.
Because I totally forgot to sign out of it. If that was the case, someone else is just kind of chilling with my profile.
Yeah, I think the system is set up to where it doesn't allow that. So I think you're good.
Well, he was all worried because he thought I was going to mess up his people. He's like, well, I got stuff to watch. I don't want other people watching on my stuff.
That's funny.
Okay. So we signed into Disney Plus and watched that. And it was just, it was really nice to like just relax. I know it was kind of later. It was like 7 o'clock, but on a park day, it's like 10:30 or 11 when you're getting back. There is no watching Disney Plus.
There's shower and bed.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So we just kind of relaxed, and it was a crazy day, but it was really like at the end we kind of pulled it together, and we were asleep by 10:30, and we felt rested the next day. So.
That's good. I mean, you still did a lot. I mean,
even though
you didn't do like a regular, open to close park day, you still did quite a bit. So that sounds good. Okay,
and my son wanted me to tell you that this was the best water park of his life, and he can't imagine anything ever topping it.
Oh my goodness! Well, let me tell you. I'm just going to tell you right now, at Volcano Bay, you don't have to carry your rafts.
Oh, that's a selling point. I'm not going to lie.
And they have something called a fearless river, which is a very fast, lazy river. And you have to wear life jackets.
Lazy
it's not lazy, but like you don't have to swim. You can just let it like carry you around.
Oh, it's like when you hit the rapid in the normal like lazy river where you're like, oh, it's fun.
Kind of, yeah. It's like that, but it's much faster. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. You need to try Volcano Bay.
We have to check that out in November. I think you're selling it for me.
Yes.
Like, do they have a way to like get you to the top of the stairs without having to walk up them?
No. They don't have a ski lift.
I'm telling you, if anyone like has a water park where they have a way to get you to the top without you walking up the 150,000 stairs, and they take your tube, I'm sold. I'm there. Let me know so I can make my next family vacation to that place.
I mean, that would be nice. That'd be nice.
It would. Yeah. So our thoughts on Pop is, it's clean. It's really inexpensive, and you just get hit in the face with that Disney magic right away. Like, no matter where you stay. It's so amazing. My son loved that they put Happy Birthday Sarah on the TV. He thought that was so cool.
Aww.
He had no idea how they did that. Like,
how did they know? Yes.
Yeah. He thought it was fun. He made me stop, take a picture. He had to take a picture with me, with my TV.
That's cute.
So so they do just get that. You get the Disney feels there. So so great. But they have the pull down. The what is it, Murphy bed? I didn't love that setup, but that's okay.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
It was fine. I think if we wouldn't have had to have it pulled down because he refuses. Like if he has an option for his own bed, he's going to. Same. But it just took up so much space. I don't know. Like it was fine for us, but how do you fit a family of 4 with all your luggage for a week in there? Like I guess you could put your stuff underneath. I don't know.
So
it seems small.
Yeah. So for when we go with the kids, like if we have the kids with us and we do Pop Century, first of all, we never stay a week. It's always like a max of like 2 days or whatever.
Sure.
So for us, if we are not sleeping on the Murphy bed, we put it up.
Yeah. I think that's what we should have probably done because it felt like it was in the way. It didn't feel like that belonged there. And the other thing I noticed was I don't know why this bothered me so much. It shouldn't. It's really not that big of a deal, Jamie. There was like, it was like you were sleeping in a little box, and then the nightstand thing that they have for you is outside of that box. So it's like I had to reach around this box to get to my stuff. I'm like, this should not bother me, but it does. I'm like, I don't know why. But anyway, I mean, I'm a deluxe and you know, in the like we stay at a lot of like Caribbean beach and Port Orleans and stuff. So, and then we stayed, like the last time we stayed, Beach Club. So, like, how do you compare? Like, right. So,
no, I get what you mean about the box feeling. I get what you mean by that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It
shouldn't bother me.
It's okay. It's all right. No, I love Pop. You know,
so do I. I'm not hating on Pop at all. Trust me. Like, it's a great option for a lot of families. I think. It's just, you know, it's hard to compare. We just stared at Beach Club and Grand Floridian, and it's just hard to compare those rooms. So I mean,
I understand.
So beautiful. So you know, it's great though. It was on the Skyliner. Please, I mean, like the Skyliner, you've got me. Like anytime we can stay on the Skyliner, we do. That is so quick. Mm-hmm. I've never been stuck in it, so I don't have like hate for it because of that. It's just. So it's such a good mode of transportation. I wish they could like duplicate that through all of Disney. It would, I mean, Disney already has my heart, but they would have it so much of my money then, because that is such a nice transportation.
Well, I think the issue is that like a lot of the other hotels aren't close enough together to make it like cost effective. You know, like I get what you're saying. Like, oh, I wish they could do like, you know, even like the value resorts over to Animal Kingdom or something, because that's the closest one. But even
or
that
like
would
Animal
be so
Kingdom
hard.
Lodge, like those to Skyliner too, like to Animal Kingdom. You know, that'd be, although the animals probably wouldn't like it.
They probably would hate it, right? Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Like,
who knows? But I do like the Skyliner too. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they have that option for value and moderate and deluxe all on the Skyliner. So
it's great.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, no, you're good. Okay, so let's move on to Wednesday, the 12th. Okay, so I know you had after hours this night, but I'm not sure. What did you do during the day?
Yeah, we were like, how are we going to use our time up? I woke up at 6:30 because, again, it's Disney. I can't sleep. But my son, again, woke up at 9:45 after I made a lot of noise to wake him up so that he would finally wake up. He's a sleeper. He didn't really want breakfast. I had an avocado breakfast bowl. Okay. It would have been really good, but I think if I did it again, I would say don't put the beans in there because they're like kidney beans, which are weird to me to have in a breakfast bowl.
Right.
So, but other than that, it was good. I mean, the avocado was fresh, like good.
Okay. Nice.
So other than that, like we were going to go to the Skyliner. I had one of the workers that came up and like I had my birthday button on and she pixie dusted me a Mickey Rice Krispie bar. So that was fun. Yay. Yeah. So that was in the eating area. I don't know, by the like soda machines or whatever. So that was fun. I've never been pixie dusted before.
That's so nice.
So we left for the Skyliner at 10:30. We just kind of decided we were going to do all the forms of transportation and just get on the first form that we saw and go to the place wherever it took us. That's how we wanted to spend our day. So we went to Skyliner because obviously that was the first form that we saw there. And we went to Hollywood Studios. We got there at 10:49. And the first bus that was there was Polynesian. So we got on the Poly bus and got to the Polynesian at 11. And then my son decided he needed to eat. So we went to Captain Cook's for some more chicken tenders because that's what we eat, apparently. That's all we eat is chicken.
I understand.
So he ate. We took a quick lunch break. And then we went to I didn't. Oh yeah. We went on the monorail to the Grand Floridian.
Okay.
At the Grand Floridian, we kind of backtracked because we wanted to see the new DVC Polynesian, but that's actually, I felt like it was closer to the Grand. I don't know. We could have gotten there, I guess, through the Polynesian. We probably could have just walked outside, but it was fine. We got to ride the Skyliner, or we got to ride the monorail.
There you go.
So we went there, and I saw the bus. I don't know if you ever see like a bus with some like handwriting on it, like that says Goofy, Donald, Pluto, Minnie. You always know that there's characters in there, so I knew that there were going to be some characters in here. Yes. And so we were. This was in the Grand Floridian, because what we went Grand Floridian, and then we went to Grand Floridian DVC, and then we must have gone to Poly DVC.
Okay.
Like I think they're all in a row, right?
Yes. Yes.
So we were actually in the Grand Floridian DVC at this time, and no one was in there except Goofy, Donald, and Pluto. They just greeted us as we walked through the door. Sandra's like, "Is this how DVC works? Like, do they just have characters here all the time?"
Yeah, it's called the character caravan. They come in a little bus. Isn't that cute?
Yeah. It's so fun, and there was no one else there, so they were just hanging out with us. Eventually, another girl did come, but it was like 15 minutes of us just playing around with the characters. Donald saw that it was my birthday, so he and Pluto decided to color me a picture. So they went over to the kids area and colored me a picture, and then they all signed it.
That's so cute.
My son had some really good interactions with the characters. It was really fun. Like, he's not much of a character guy because he's getting to that age, you know.
He's 11 now, okay? He's 11, and it's too much.
It's too much for that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but you know, he was like, "This is okay." Like, there was nobody around. It was just him and the characters and me, and then like their, like, I don't know, their handlers or whatever they are. So he just played around with them, and it was so fun. And it was just fun to see that interaction with him. But yeah. So then we said bye to them, and we went over to the new tower. It's nice. You know, I wish we would have been able to eat. I heard their dining area, like their poolside bar, is really nice. Yeah. And I wish we would have been able to eat there, but we weren't hungry. So
okay.
So we went back we walked all the way back to the Grand Floridian. It's nice out. So went to the Gasparilla Grill.
Gasparilla Grill. Yes.
And just got a macaron. It was good. It was like the Valentine's one. It was really, they just have such delicious, like all their sweets there are just so good.
Yeah.
I want them to be closer to me. Maybe that's not a good thing. So here they had like a little event that happened. A family, they weren't trying to do this. You know, you're just like stuck in your vacation, right?
Yeah.
This family spilled a whole mug of soda on the floor and then just kind of like walked away. And like, we were watching this, and the cleaning lady, you could just tell that this was just not her day. You know, she was just, I know. And then this just made it worse. I know people are in their vacation, and this is like, that's their job, but it just makes your job really hard when that kind of stuff happens. So, and people aren't trying to be mean, but just to like, oh, sorry, and like walk away. It's just, I don't know, it's hard. Anyway, so my kids always, they like to pixie dust people. So we make little things. They like these adorable pens. I don't know if you've ever seen them.
Yeah.
But it's a pen, and then it's got some beads on it, and it's adorable on top, which is like a Disney character. And so my kids always make a few of them to give out to cast members when we're there. If we see someone do something really special or cleaning up, because sometimes I feel like the people that clean up don't get as much love as the rest of them. Yeah. So he saw that, and he's like, "Do you have a pen? Can I give her a pen?" And so he went and gave her a pen, and like you could tell that it like made her day so much better. It was like such a little thing, and she was like cleaning up and smiling. That I was like, oh, like tear. So it's nice for you to recognize like your kid is a good person, you know, like They want to make people's lives better. So it was just like something you're going to see on like these one-to-one trips. You get to see more of that kind of thing. Like your child's inner soul come out. So that was really good sweet. Mom moment.
Yeah, oh yeah, proud mom, right? You're like, oh, that's my kid.
I know, so happy with him. Anyway, so then we, after he made her day better, and we ate our dessert. We got on a boat to Wilderness Lodge. Wait, we must have gone to the monorail and then gone on a boat to Wilderness Lodge, because I don't think you can go from Grand Floridian to Wilderness Lodge.
I mean, you can take the boat to Magic Kingdom.
I think we got on the monorail and then went on a boat to Wilderness Lodge.
Gotcha.
We went to Wilderness Lodge. And we walked around there for a while. That's a really nice resort. I think we want to stay there maybe next time. I don't know.
It is so pretty there. It's one of my favorites. I love it.
Yeah, I could see that being a resort that you like spend more time at the resort at.
For sure.
So we headed back to Hollywood Studios on a bus, which took forever to get the bus from Wilderness Lodge. I think we picked the wrong place. We probably should have just picked like we probably should have just gone back to Magic Kingdom and then hopped on the bus there in retrospect. But whatever, we wanted to ride the Skyliner again. So. So we waited. It was like, I think it was like a 45-minute wait. It was really long, like not normal for Disney. So, but we got there. We got back to Pop Century. We headed to, we just went back to the room and kind of got, changed for the night because we were going to go to our after hours party. We first had a beaches and cream meal. So we needed to go a little early. Okay. So we got on the Skyliner to Epcot. We got it there at like 5:10.
Okay.
And when I got there, I realized that I had forgotten the kids' Dramamine that we have. I was like, oh no, he's going to be miserable tonight.
Oh no.
We're still like both dealing with this like motion sickness thing. So I kind of decided like we were going to have to go back for it. Like there's no way we were going to get through the night without it. So we ate at Beaches and Cream. We had a reservation for 5:10. We got there just in time, or 5:20, I think. I don't know. We got there just in time, tapped in on your mobile check-in or whatever. And my son loved the soup there. Like he got the tomato soup and grilled cheese. We both did. He loved it. He talked about it. Again, it was like, if I could make him that soup and that chicken quesadilla from the side, I would be like the best mom ever. He's like, we have to come back here. We have to bring the whole family here. The soup is so good.
That is so cute. What was it about it that was so good? Like, did they do it a special way? They use like different.
Jamie, it was tomato soup.
It was just tomato soup, right? I was just like, why is it so good? Maybe he was just really hungry.
He does love grilled cheese and tomato soup, so that might have been part of it. Yeah. But it was just like a creamy. I mean, it was good, but it was like above average tomato soup. But I would say that that's very on par to what you get at Woody's Lunchbox. Okay. So it's like the grilled cheese is a little different. It's got Boursin cheese in it, like the creamy cheese, and then like a couple of different kinds of cheese. So that's maybe a little better than Woody's Lunchbox. But I think the tomato soup is very similar. It might even be the same, but it's just, at Beaches and Cream, it's better.
You know what? Whatever he likes, right? Whatever he likes.
Yeah, he loved it. So apparently we're going to go back there. It's just funny.
That's
great.
Cute.
It's really cute. And somebody next to us got the kitchen sink, so he was able to see that.
Oh, nice.
That presentation.
Of course, yes.
He looked at it, he's like, we couldn't eat that. I'm like, no.
No way. No way.
We're not even going to try. And it's funny because at Beaches and Cream, like you think like ice cream, right? But we didn't get any ice cream because we knew we were going to get some at the party. So.
Oh, that's so funny. I was just going to ask you if you got dessert or anything, but okay.
We didn't get dessert at all. Just the soup and grilled cheese. But the soup, he ate his soup and he ate like 3/4 of mine. He just thought it was the best soup ever.
That is so funny. I love that.
Yeah. So then we got back on the Skyliner to go get this kid's Dramamine. The kid's one is chewable, so he doesn't take pills. Otherwise, it probably would have been the same thing. It's Dramamine. So it's just that this one's doable. So we did make the decision to go back there because I wanted to make sure our night was as good as it could be. We got there, left the room at 6:50. Mind you, we can get in at Hollywood Studios at 7. So I was like, we got on the Skyliner at 6:58. So that tells you like it's an 8-minute walk from the 80s section to the Skyliner. That's a pretty long walk. I don't know. Yeah. Every time you have to go back and forth. So if you do go to Pop, I think the Premier, what do they call it? Preferred.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those would be worth it. I think if I was going to do a long trip, I would pay for that.
Yeah, we had a preferred pool view one year. I can't remember what year it was now. And it was literally right in front of the Hippy Dippy pool. Yeah. And like literally look down to the pool, and then the Skyliner was steps. And it was perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. I really think that if you're going to stay at the, particularly at Pop, I'm sure it's like that at others, but Pop seemed bigger than I've stayed at the All Stars, like the sports and the music, and I didn't think that those were as big, but maybe they were, and I was just in a better spot. I don't know, but
maybe
if you're, I don't know. I think it's worth it to pay for the preferred. But anyway, we got on the Skyliner 6:58. We tapped into Hollywood Studios at 7:13. So the Hollywood Studios after hours was kind of like the reason that I wanted to go on this trip. I wanted to do the after hours parties with both of my kids.
Okay.
They're both like night owls. They can hang till late at night. They like rides. So I let them pick which after hours party they wanted to do. And then I said that you can't pick Epcot. I didn't want to walk that far. I thought that we were going to be saving steps by going to an after hours party. Let me tell you, that's not the case, but okay. That in my head, that's where I was living. We ended up walking this day 32,000 steps. So that was not the case. Right. 32,000 steps. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you didn't even go into a park until 7. No, so that's crazy.
7 o'clock. And it shuts off at midnight. So we still had a whole extra hour after that before we were back in our room. So it was probably more than that. Who knows? It was probably 34,000 steps. I don't know.
Girl.
It was nuts. I know. So I said not Epcot because I thought that was going to be too much walking.
I mean, I get what you're saying about it though, because Remy's is all the way on the other side of the other.
Well, and then I think my kids are they think that Epcot is, they think about the world when they think about Epcot, all the stores and all of the countries and all of the snacks, and you wouldn't get that. So I don't want to ruin that for them.
That's
my favorite park.
Yeah.
That's my favorite park. So I said you can pick Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios, and I lucked out because they both picked different ones. So, and my son picked Hollywood, and my daughter picked Magic Kingdom. So,
nice.
After hours, you can get in at 7, and the party doesn't start until 9:30.
Okay.
So you're with your normal park guests until 9:30, and then from 9:30 to 12:30, it's the party. And the ticket was $185. It's the most expensive ticket for Hollywood Studios. I think that's the most expensive they can get. I think the cheapest for Hollywood Studios is 160 something or 170 maybe.
Okay.
So, but in that range. So it's kind of an investment.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you're going for just 2 or 3 days, it's probably not much more than you're going to pay. I feel like the deals and tickets get less once you hit 4 days or maybe 5. So you're probably not going to spend, I don't know. It doesn't matter. This is the most amazing. It's wrecked Hollywood Studios for me. I could never, I don't know. It was so incredible that I don't know how I'm going to do a regular day, even with the lightning lane. No way. It's not the same.
So what were the hours for the after hours? Was it, what time did the park close? At 9 or?
At 9. Well, I think it closed at 9:30 because I think that's what time Fantasmic was at.
Oh, so okay, Phantasmic actually
Maybe they close
starts.
at 9.
Yeah, so it starts 30 minutes after the park closes, which is really confusing. So
All right, so probably close at 9.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
Phantasmic is at 9:30.
Okay.
So 9 to 12:30.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Or 9:30.
It was
something like that. Okay.
Yeah, something around that. It's fluid.
Yeah,
to be fair.
but it's
Because
3
you get in at
hours,
7.
right? It's 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
And then you get in at 7:00.
Right.
And then, so the mix-in time is real. Like, it's busy.
Yeah.
I've been to Hollywood Studios on a normal day where you don't have after hours, and I feel like that 7:30 to 9:30 or 7 to 9 is kind of like a golden hour at Hollywood Studios. Like, it's pretty laid back, and there's not as many people, especially in the Toy Story area and in the Star Wars land. There's not near as many people there. So I was kind of in my head knew that wasn't going to be the case. I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, it's going to be like busy because I've been to Halloween parties and I've been to, we went to the Christmas party in November. So I knew that the parties were sold, they're like busy, but I also looked on after, like right before we left, I looked to see if you could still get tickets, and you could. So I knew it wasn't a sold out party either.
Okay.
Like, well, maybe. Wrong. It's busy. So we got in there, and we just decided we were going to do like rides that didn't have long waits, because we kind of wanted to do all the rides except Smuggler's Run, because we don't like Smuggler's Run.
Okay.
And we ended up not doing Rock and Roller Coaster, only because both of our motion sickness was really acting up.
Oh gosh, and going upside down would like.
I didn't want to make it worse. So we decided not to do those two, but we went in knowing we weren't going to do Smuggler's Run. I don't know. It's just not my favorite, and I would rather do other rides repeatedly.
Sure.
So we went in again. This is weird. It was 81 degrees again. I did check the temperature like frequently throughout, but the only degrees that I ever have written down is 81 degrees. So apparently that's just what it was all the time.
Okay.
So at 7:00, it was 81 degrees. Perfect weather. It was like t-shirt weather. It was not humid. It was just so beautiful. We went to the back of the park and did alien swirling saucers. We brought little, like, I don't know, like these little like stuffed animal Mickey toys, and with us on our trip, and we just gave them to like little kids that we felt like were just showing like the Disney magic, right? They were just like enjoying like sometimes I feel like kids that are like having meltdowns kind of get the love because they want to try to get people out of those meltdowns, right. But we just wanted to, like, the kids that were like loving life and just like that's who we want to be. We gave these like little like stuffed animals too. So we had done one when we went to Wilderness. We had like there was a little boy there was like in his stroller coming off the boat with us, and he was like singing, and he was just like using his like Buzz Lightyear bubble wand, and he was like infinity beyond, and just so happy. So my son had asked his parents if he could give him one of these little stuffed animals, and they were like, oh, of course, and he gave him one then, and then we had another one for the line in Alien Swirling Saucers. This little boy was just so cute and just loving everything about this ride. Line. He thought that the line was the ride. He was just so happy to get it. So my son asked his parents if he could give him, and the little boy was like so over the moon for this little tiny dollar store Mickey Mouse. It was so. And then he kept looking at my son like he was a hero, and then he kept kind of was looking at him like, "Don't take this away from me. this is the best toy I've ever gotten." So it was cute. So he must have been like 2. So we got on Alien Swirling Saucers, and it said it was a 10-minute wait, and that actually ended up being a 14-minute wait, which for like 8 o'clock at night. I was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of long. So I was like, oh, this is going to be how our day goes. Okay. But we got on that ride and it was fun. At 7:59, we went over to Toy Story Mania. That said it was a 15-minute wait and it was a 12-minute wait. My son blew me away. Like I didn't even get close. Like I said, he's kind of a video gamer. And, yeah, I think, I would like to blame it on my 40-year-old eyes instead. Like I just can't see anymore. But no, I think that he actually is just that much better than me. So
it's okay. Us 40-year-olds will just have to let our kids and husbands do better than us because that's what happens.
It wasn't that close. It was like 40,000 points more than me. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, usually I play with my daughter, so I usually win.
Well, you said you're going back. When are you? Well, I guess we'll talk about it later. But like, if you go back again soon with your son or both your kids or whatever, it's just like have them study because there's like hacks you can look at online to see like what has the most points and stuff, and have them do that.
With, like, Buzz Lightyear too, and then I get nervous and I forget. I'm like, I don't know why I get nervous. And he's looked it up too, but then he's always like, well, where do I shoot? And I'm like, I don't know.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's so fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think it's the same thing because I think there's like hacks to like open up like more options for higher scoring points or something. But then you got to work together. If he doesn't want to work with me, he wants to win.
Sure.
He's not going to do that. So maybe I can talk him into it. But
that's funny.
Anyway, we went over to Star Tours, which again, what was I thinking? Like motion sickness, right?
Oh yeah.
Like why? We went at 8:30. It was 5-minute posted wait. It was a walk on. We just both closed our eyes the whole time. It wasn't fun. So that was fun. I know. It was like the motion sickness really hit us like when it got later at night too. I think, man, we just struggled this trip. And we've been before and we have not struggled like this. So I really think it has something to do with the fact that we were both sick like the week prior. So I don't know. I'm hoping because I hope that's not how it is forever. But so that was a mistake. And that was when we decided we were not going to do Smuggler's Run for sure. And we were definitely not doing the Upside Down ride. So,
right.
Yeah. So then we went over to Tower of Terror at 8:58. Okay. We got on. It was a walk-on. It was a 13-minute wait, which everyone, well, maybe not everyone, but if you see a 13-minute wait, it's a walk-on. That's like their version of 5 at Tower of Terror and at Haunted Mansion.
I do like that. I think it's clever.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So at this point, we got out of Tower of Terror, and my son and I really wanted to take a picture. So we had Memory Maker. Kind of by default. It wasn't something that we intentionally got. I ended up, my friend went to Disney 2 weeks prior and had purchased Memory Maker. And she had made me part of her friend group so that she could, so I could help her with lightning lanes, I think. And then my pictures got attached to her account. So that was nice.
Oh, nice.
So we figured that out when we were at the Grand Floridian. Grand Floridian. And we saw that we had stopped and just done the little picture thing and saw that the pictures were there. I was like, oh, that's convenient.
You're like, thank you, friend.
Exactly. I texted her. I was like, hey, do you mind if our pictures show up on your account? She was like, no, go for it. Use it.
That's hilarious.
So, if you have a really good friend that's going near you, maybe if they get Memory Maker, you can ask them nicely to be friends and get lucky with pictures. So anyway, because I wanted pictures kind of in front of that like Sunset Boulevard area, and Eli from Tucson, Arizona was the one that was taking our pictures, and he took really good pictures, and we thanked him, and he just had a really good experience. So my son gave him another one of those pens, and it was like he thanks, man. This is so cool. And then he was like, here, I'm not busy. And he took us on like a 15-minute photo shoot, like all around Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, that's everywhere. So cool.
It was and it was pretty empty at this time because everyone was in Fantasmic. So
right.
It was so cool. We got so many good pictures. He did individual pictures with my son. He did individual pictures with me. He did pictures of us together. We were laughing. We went to like 5 different locations.
Oh my gosh. Over. You got a capture your moment package without paying for it. That's great.
I did. It was, and the pictures are so cute. Like, I mean, you know, you're in park gear, right? Like, you're not in professional, like, you're not expecting professional pictures, but he got some really good ones. Aww. And just, like, that's a good way to capture this, like, little moment in time for me and my son. And it was just so great. And, you know, was not expected. Like, we weren't trying to do that to get something out of it. Like, he was just, he had done really good job before, and we just wanted to, like, recognize that. And he just went so above and beyond. So obviously I gave a class compliment.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So, but it was just, it's so good. Like, and he's right. He wasn't busy, but he also did not need to do that. You know, like he could have just stood there and not done that.
That's so nice though. I love when they go above and beyond and like almost pixie dust you just to be nice. Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah. So anyway, at this point, it's like 9:30. So the party has officially started now.
Uh-huh.
So with these parties, you get in to stay in the park for 3 extra hours, plus you get soda. So it's if you go up to like one of the booths or whatever that kind of have the popcorn booth, you'll get a fountain soda. If you go up to other areas in the park, they'll have bottled soda just sitting out waiting for you.
Uh-huh.
So it's both. So, but if it's the bottled one, it's like waters, Diet Coke, Coke, and Sprite, I think, are the 4 choices. Uh-huh. Otherwise, if it's a fountain, you can pick whatever's there. So, and then you get ice cream. They have like the ice cream Mickey bars, and then the ice cream sandwiches, and then a fruit option for probably people that can't like eat the ice cream, you know?
Right.
So a fruit bar option. And then you get unlimited popcorn. So it's included in your ticket. It's not really free because you paid a lot of money for the ticket. But it's included. So we stopped and got popcorn and a soda each to kind of start our day. Uh-huh. And then we went, so they have, I don't think this is like this at Magic Kingdom, but at Hollywood Studios, probably because of the limited number of rides, they have a bunch of rare characters there as well. So we got the map and we looked at the different characters, and like there was Mickey and Minnie and Pluto and Donald and Daisy, and we were like, we've seen those. And then, you know, my son isn't like a super character kid, but then I said, well, these ones are really rare. Like nobody gets to meet these unless you go to this kind of party. And then all of a sudden his whole like outlook on life changed, and he was like, well, we got to meet all the rare characters. So that's what we decided. We were going to do that and ride. So we went, and at 9:35, and there was Geppetto. I think that's like the Pinocchio's dad.
Yeah.
That's Geppetto. So he was lined up. He was there, and it was there was one group in front of us, and there was just us and that other group at 9:35 in the like right in front of the Chinese theater, whatever that building's called. So long interactions, you know, like 5-minute long interaction probably.
Right.
Maybe that's probably a bit much. It was probably like 3 minutes long interaction. But he signed our book. We have an ongoing book that we just bring every time we go to Disney. It's like I learned all of the things from Disney and Golden Books or something like that. You can get it on Amazon. It has like all the different characters in there.
Okay.
So that's kind of just our autograph book for when we don't have you know, then we can just bring it back. And we just find the page that corresponds to that character and have him sign it. So he signed the Pinocchio page. Okay. And that was fun. And then we went over to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Runaway railroad. At 9:39, it was said it was a posted 15-minute wait, but we walked right in to the area where you see the video.
Yeah.
The pre-show pictures. There was 5 of us in that room. 5.
So did they make you watch the pre-show or?
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh.
So all 5 of us. We could have laid down and done snow angels. We didn't, but we could have, and not touched hands.
Right.
That was how few people were there. So at this point, we have had one group in front of us at our rare character and 5 people in Mickey and Minnie's. So we obviously walked right on through and got on the first cart. I think we had 3 people in our cart or 4 people in our cart. I don't know. It wasn't very many, like maybe 2 parties. And we did that. We got out. We got a couple of water bottles because, hydration is key to keeping up your energy. So we drank some water, and we went over to Slinky Dog Dash at 9:53.
Okay.
It said it was a 10-minute wait. It was actually a 6-minute wait. So that was nothing. We walked to the big crayon box, at the right before you go around and get sorted into the one line or the other. That's where we were.
Wow.
And 6 minutes for Slinky Dog. Because usually, I don't know, an hour-long wait at least.
Right.
So we got off of it, and at 10:03, so we got on it in line the first time at 9:53, and in line the second time at 10:03. So got through the line, got through the ride, and all the way back around in less than 10 minutes.
Wow.
So I know, right? So then that was a 9-minute wait, so it was a little bit longer, but I mean, not much. And then my son was kind of done with Slinky Dog. He's like, that was fun, but let's be done. So I was like, okay. I mean, there were families that were just going around and around and around and just riding Slinky Dog over and over and over again, which is fair. I mean,
kudos to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to spend your whole day doing that, you could. You go.
Yep.
So then we actually grabbed a couple more waters. We were kind of feeling thirsty. And then we grabbed a Mickey bar each and a popcorn. No, I take that back. He didn't want a Mickey bar. He grabbed the popcorn and I grabbed the Mickey bar and we ate that. He did notice, hey, there's a lot of waste, I think, at these parties. Because I wonder how many people just grab things and don't finish them and just throw them away as they're going to rise. So that is something to be kind of conscientious about, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I understand that.
Yeah. I want to get my money's worth. So yeah, but we did notice that happening a lot. At 10:30, we got in line for Jiminy Cricket, which is a character I've never seen before. So that was fun. We saw him. I think he had 2 people in front of. No, we had to wait for him to come out. He was taking a break. So we saw him at 10:36. So it was a whopping 6-minute wait for him, which is crazy. These lines would be so long during the regular business days.
Right.
6 minutes, and he was on a break. Even when I went to the party, the holiday party, the lines for those characters were at least 10, 15 minutes on a good character. Probably closer to I think we waited 30 minutes for Tweedledee and Tweedledum, which is insane when your party is so short.
Right.
But these were not the case here. Then we got in line for Thumper, which was at 10:40, and he didn't have a line at all.
Okay.
So we just walked right up to him. He was on the way. And then at 10:48, I ate another ice cream bar, and then my son ate a sandwich, a Mickey sandwich.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So. And then at 10:57, we saw the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. And there was also no wait for that one. Nobody was in line. Nobody, not one person was in line for these characters, which is crazy.
That's so crazy. Yeah, for sure.
So just to White Rabbit and then Bert and the Penguin is the characters we saw next. they were like a little bit of a walk away. Not a horrible walk, but definitely around corners. And we met the white rabbit, had our interaction with him, and then at 10:57, and then at 11:01, we met Bert and the penguin. Like, we just walked right there, and there was really no one in line. Like, the last person was finishing up. And so my son spent a little while with Bert. Bert was showing him how to dance. So we got a lot of pictures from that. But that's like so many characters. Like 30 minutes, we met 4 characters in 30 minutes. And
wow.
Mickey bars in between. So that's crazy. Like, and they were far away. Like, Bert and the White Rabbit were on the entrance to the like Star Wars area, kind of by where R.I.P. where the Mickey or the Vision Muppets 3D Vision is going away. Like, it's right there. That's where they. And Thumper and Jiminy Cricket Thumper was by the lake, by that big dinosaur, and then Jiminy Cricket was all the way over by the Chinese Theater. So these weren't like close.
Right.
We walked.
Right.
So
awesome.
it was just so like I said, I can't ever do normal Disney again. So then we went from Bert and the Penguin to Rise of the Resistance. We got there at 11:09, and it said it was a 10-minute wait, but it was just a walk on. Like, we walked into the room with Ray with, again, 4 people.
That's so good.
You don't see anybody at this party. I'm like, I really don't think anyone bought tickets.
Well, you said it wasn't sold out, right?
It wasn't sold out.
Okay.
But I'm like, there's nobody here. It was amazing. Like, all the streets were empty. You're walking, it was almost a little eerie.
Yeah.
Because the streets were so empty.
That's the way to do it. I mean, to pick a date that's not going to sell out, or you hope it doesn't sell out, and then you feel like you get the park to yourself almost.
Oh, it was so amazing.
Yeah.
We went through Rise of the Resistance. Obviously, that one takes a while because like the whole ride. But they made us do the whole thing, like the pre-show.
Yeah.
Like, we took the pictures in front of the stormtroopers because it was just like us in there. Also eerie when there's like, I don't know, 50 stormtroopers in front of you and just you.
Right.
So then my son wanted to go back to Mickey and Minnie's, so we went back there. It was 11:41. That one was a walk-on again. We walked right into the pre-show. At 12:05, he decided he wanted to go to the Tower of Terror, or he wanted to go to the Tower of Terror store to see if there was any like souvenirs that he wanted to get. Okay. So we walked all the way back over to the Tower of Terror stores, but we don't want to go on Tower of Terror. I asked him, and he said, no, I just want to go to the store. I'm like, oh, okay. My favorite ride. It about gutted me to only do it once.
Oh, no.
But I was just letting him like pick, do the thing.
You're like, it's my birthday. Let me do it again.
But I want to make him happy too.
I understand.
Yeah. So we did the tower. He did not get anything, so we walked all the way over there. So,
all right.
But he didn't want anything. We got another Mickey sandwich and another popcorn.
Of course.
Yeah. Why not? And then we also, at this point, because we're kind of getting closer to the end of the party, we decided that we were going to grab 2 sodas to go, like bottled sodas. Because I'm like, well, they'll go in the fridge. They'll be fine for tomorrow. They're not like going to go bad. So we grabbed that, and then 2 waters to drink when we got back to the hotel. And we grabbed actually 4 times, and they'll let you grab whatever you want. Like, you could awesome. Grab whatever. So we got 4 drinks to go. He wanted to do Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad again. I'm having a really hard time with that tonight. Mickey and Minnie's again. So we walked in at 12:17. It's at a 15-minute wait, but I really think they held us in the line because they didn't want people to run around because, the park closed at 12:30.
Right.
So I don't think they wanted you to get through the ride and then run around and do the ride again. That was my theory on it. Because I'm like, why are we waiting so long? Like, I walked into this twice with like nobody, and there's 10 people in this line, and we were just sitting here. So I really think that was the plan there, the grand scheme.
That would make sense.
Yeah, but it was fine. We still only waited 10 minutes for it. And we were out of Mickey and Minnie's at 12:37. And then so the party's done, and we walked out the door at 12:45. Okay. And there's no Skyliner because it's done.
Right.
So there was a bus waiting for us, for everybody. There was like a bus for every single hotel. They were all filled. So I know they had a lot of buses running. So because we walked out the door of Hollywood Studios, and we were at 12:45, and we were on a bus at 12:50. So, wow. Yeah. So, and then we got back to the room at 1:10.
Okay.
So it's a quick ride back. And then I just packed it. Like, how do you decompress from a night like that? It was so amazing. So I packed a bit. Yeah. And we showered. So we didn't really get back to bed until almost 2:00. Wow. It was a late night. Yeah, but he did great, and it was so fun. And he's like, I can't wait to do this again. I was like, oh, buddy, this isn't like a normal thing.
A question. So how many attractions did you end up doing? I don't know if you actually counted.
Yeah. I did. I kept track of everything. Okay. So we did 10 rides in total. We could have totally done more. This is us taking it slow because I have a kid that has a lot of motion sickness.
Right.
So we did 10 rides in total. 6 were in after hours, but we also met 6 rare characters all in after hours time. Right. So in that 3 hours, we did 6 rides, did 6 rare characters, and we had 4 popcorn. 10 drinks and 4 ice creams.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good balance though. Like you did like a good balance of everything.
It was a lot of ice cream.
A lot of ice cream. Well,
But it was a good balance other than that.
Yeah.
And I actually did the math on all of this because I was curious.
Okay.
I want to get my money's worth too out of things. And I thought other people would be interested, right? So the after hours was $185 per person. That's what we paid, plus tax. But I don't add taxes in any of this. If we rode Rise of the Resistance each once as a walk-on, so that's $25 a piece. That's $50, right? If you were to buy a Lightning Lane.
Right.
If I were to buy Lightning Lane multi-pass that day, it was going to be $27 a person. So that's $52 for us. And then the extras, like the snacks, granted, I would never have bought these, but if you add them all up, the cost of them was $190. The popcorn, the drink, ice cream, $40 in drinks because we grabbed those 4 extra drinks at the end of the night. We grabbed a soda for each of us. Like, we only had 4 sodas, like 2 each, but 2 of them were for tomorrow. And then we had a bunch of waters. I would never buy that many waters in the park, but it's great to hydrate. Great. So we grabbed a bunch of waters, and 2 of them we drank on the bus on the way home. Yeah. So $40 in drinks. I would never do that in real life, but the extras added up to $190. So really, our party was only $180 for the both of us, which is $90 a piece. I was like, you know what? That was totally worth it.
I mean,
that's my Disney math.
This is why I love math. This is why I love math, because you can do that. You can see what it's worth it. Yeah. And also too, yes, you did all those attractions and everything, but you also did them with hardly any wait, which
no wait.
It makes it a better experience.
And you could have ridden Slinky Dog 15 times.
Sure.
Slinky Dog had the longest wait, and it was 10 minutes to 15 minutes every night, or throughout the night.
Wow.
And same with Mickey and Minnie's. That one was the longest otherwise. Rise of the Resistance had a 10-minute wait the whole night, 5 or 10 minutes, and I think it was because people don't want to waste 25 minutes on a ride that they've ridden before.
I think you're right. I think it's because it takes so much time to do that ride.
So long.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. It's still fun. And but it was not full. Our cart wasn't full. There wasn't enough people to fill our little cart, which is crazy. Also, I didn't think about this. I made a big, rookie mistake. I didn't charge my phone because, the weird box thing where I couldn't see my phone. I didn't charge my phone the night before. And so I only had like 60% going into that day, and I didn't think about it. And then I forgot my charger. No, I had my charger. The charging, like where I hooked it up, that outlet didn't work. So I had I carried around this heavy, dead charger all day. All day. I was really worried about if I would have enough to like take notes and see the rides and stuff. But honestly, it was really nice because I put it in airplane mode, and I just let him like choose what we're going to do based on a map. And he did.
See,
and he used the map.
That's also good too, because like you said, you just put your phone in airplane mode. You don't have to like have your phone out constantly like you would during the day.
I went from 40% to 35%, taking all the notes that I took. And that was it. And he just went at it, and he picked our day. So that was just really nice to be able to let him kind of run, because usually I'm like, no, we're going here, we have a lightning lane.
Right.
So it was very enjoyable for him as well.
Good. So you would recommend After Hours at a Hollywood Studios?
My gosh.
Yeah.
Well, not if you want to ever go to Disney like regularly, because you're never going to be able to do it again. Like,
don't ruin it for yourself.
Don't ruin it for yourself. No, in all honesty, I would, but we've been to Disney a lot. We know what the rides are. We know what we like. We know that we don't need to do the, all the extras. Like, we don't need to meet, Olaf, and we don't need to meet, we don't need to go to the Frozen show, and we don't need to go to the Beauty and the Beast show. And like, you have a little bit of time to do some things, but a lot of that stuff by 7:00 is closed down.
Right.
So keep that in mind. Like, if you're going to make it, like, people are like, oh, you could just use this as a Hollywood Studios day. You could, but you're going to miss a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same as a regular Hollywood studio. So I think if you've gone before and you feel like you've seen the park in the day enough, then this is great. Like, this is amazing. I never thought that we would be able to literally walk into everything and walk on everything and not wait for anything. And meet all those characters. Like, those aren't characters you can meet in a normal day. So and my son genuinely enjoyed it because it was different, Like, he's been to Hollywood Studios quite a bit. Like, we're very fortunate that we've been able to go a lot, and he knows kind of the park. So
right.
it was very new for him, and he really liked that. So 10 out of 10 After Hours.
10 out of 10.
But maybe not on your first trip.
Right.
Normal.
I don't think I'd recommend doing it if you've never been before, just because like you said, you'd miss out on all the shows that end by like 5:00, and
there's so much that Disney has to offer, and it's not all offered at After Hours. So go on a regular day, but definitely get lightning lanes, because those lines get long.
It's true. That's true. So. And also, like with Magic Kingdom, After Hours, which I'm sure you already know this, but you can see both Happily Ever After and Enchantment.
I know. I wish we liked fireworks. We don't really like fireworks. So,
well, then you don't care.
My daughter and I will enjoy them on a ride. My plan was to go on Astro Orbiter for the ride, because usually we do Big Thunder Mountain. And we do Seven Dwarfs, like Mine Train, to watch the fireworks on that. But Big Thunder Mountain's my favorite because it's longer.
Right.
So now I can't do that, and now I can't do Astro Orbiter. So
oh, no.
I'm gonna have to do a couple of things. That's okay. I think we might actually watch fireworks by Tron. I've heard that's a good place, like a good vantage point if you want to see the fireworks portion.
Right.
I don't know if I really want to show her the projection portion, because in all reality, I'm never going to stand in that area. Like, I don't like, this is going to sound crazy because I go to Disney all the time, but I don't like crowds that much. Like, that much.
Like standing and shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, I would feel very claustrophobic about that. So I need freedom, So Big Thunder Mountain's always been like my go-to, with a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train as a close second. But I think Tron is going to be where we go. And I don't want to ruin it for her and be like, oh, look, these projections have been here all along. Maybe we'll just go to the one that's just for the after hours and be like, look at these special projections.
Yeah.
So that she can see them, but not expect them later on. I don't know. She'll probably listen to this and be like, "You've been lying to me the whole time."
Oh, geez. Hope not.
No, you've been hiding this from me. No, she doesn't. She doesn't love fireworks either. So she likes them from rides.
Well,
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had a good time on this night. Yeah. It sounds like a lot of fun. So
it was so fun. We have one more day.
One more day.
It's our travel day.
Okay.
Thursday, February 13th. I actually slept in 9:45.
9:45
for me.
Well, you didn't get to bed till 2, so
right. So probably about the same amount of sleep, but later time.
Yeah.
My son slept in until 10:15, and that was only because I drug him out of bed. I was like, "We got to go.
Right.
We have to check out.
They're gonna kick us out of here."
I know. I was like, "You have to." We showered the night before when we got home, so that was. At least he didn't have to get up and shower, but I was like, we gotta go. We gotta pack.
Yeah.
We packed. He watched more Disney Plus. I don't know. Mm-hmm. He didn't obviously pack. I did the packing. But,
well, sure.
We checked out we left our room. It's like mobile checkout at 10:45. So we Ubered to. It's nice. You can just get your Uber right from outside your room. So we did that a couple of times when we Ubered. We just walked out into that parking lot, and then our Uber picked us up from there. So we did that. We actually took all of our bags and everything with us to the Grand Floridian, and we just checked our bags at their bell service and said, "Hey, we have breakfast or lunch, I guess at this point. So can you just hold our bags for us?" And then, "Oh yeah, no problem."
Nice.
Yeah, so that's kind of a nice little thing. If you're going to make a dining reservation on the last day, you can bring your bags with you, so you don't have to go back and get them at your other hotel.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, so we checked in to the Grand Floridian Cafe at 11:36. Our reservation wasn't until 11:55, so it was a little early, but our table was ready right away, 11:40. So we ended up ordering, he ordered a club sandwich and I ordered an avocado toast, which I love there. It's so good. And I love their biscuits with the little citrus butter. Oh my gosh, it's so good. This is when I had that mom moment though, when I realized that my kid has officially become a preteen, right? He's grown up. He's no longer a little kid. He looked at the waitress. He was going back and forth between the club sandwich and then a breakfast sandwich, I think. And he was kind of going back and forth. And he looks at the waitress and he's like, "So I don't know if I want to get the club sandwich or the breakfast sandwich. What would you recommend and why?" And I was like, "Oh my God.
My gosh." Your son sounds cool. He sounds like he's he speaks well and he's polite.
Yeah, he's very precocious.
I love it.
But yeah, she recommended the club sandwich and she gave him her reasoning and he thought that was good, so he went with the club sandwich and he loved it. So, so yeah, we've gone to the Grand Floridian Cafe. He hasn't, but my husband and I have gone before. On our sometimes we take our kids and sometimes we don't. Ooh,
same.
We're those kind of parents.
Same.
So we enjoy different things at the park. So,
nice.
Sometimes they get to come and sometimes not. But so my husband and I have gone to the Grand Floridian Cafe before, but not my son. And he really liked it. Not as much as the tomato soup or the chicken quesadilla is what I was told, but he still really liked it. We were done dining at 12:30. Our flight was not until 4:30. So I was like, well, maybe we can just get on the monorail and go around and see the Contemporary because he's never seen the Contemporary.
Oh, okay.
So we did. I don't know if I'd recommend that. That's probably a bad decision, you're cutting it a little close because it's kind of the plane isn't there until 4:30. It doesn't leave until 4:30, but MCL,
yeah.
It's a hit or miss. You could have a 5-minute wait. You could have a 15-minute wait. We have TSA pre-check, so I felt like it was going to be okay.
Right.
But we had to be, feel like we have to be at the airport 2 hours before. And I take that back. Our flight was supposed to be at 4. It ended up getting delayed until 4:30, but I didn't know that at the time. So I was banking on 4 o'clock. And we're talking like 12:30, and I got to get there by 2. I don't know. That wasn't a very good decision in retrospect. But anyway, we were done at we got on the monorail. I don't know, and we went to the Contemporary, and then we went all the way around the monorail just because I just had to say bye to Epcot. So bye Magic Kingdom, and got back to the Grand Floridian. We went all the way around. He really likes Contemporary. He really wants to stay there. I think it looks like an airport, but he thought it looked cool. So I don't know.
I mean, it does look like an airport. You are right about that. Yeah,
it does. But I don't know the draw. But that's okay. It's to each their own. I'm a beach club girl. So we got back to the Grand Floridian and we Ubered at 1:24. I was like, ooh, 1:24. Well, maybe we'll get there by 2. We did. We got there by 2 o'clock on the nose. No traffic, so we were lucky. Really lucky. Do not do that. That is like stressful. Like, don't do that to yourself. Don't make stressful decisions. So this is what I do to my kids. This is terrible. This is also not recommended. Unless my kids love something at the park, love it. I don't want them to buy it at the park. Like, if it's just an average thing that you've seen at 100 different other stores at Disney or Universal, I'm like, they'll probably have it at the airport. Right. And then I'm like, I don't want to lug that thing around. It's the big stuffed animal. I don't want to lug that around. So they'll probably at the airport. So unless they really love it, I just say, well, let's just get it on the airport. The airport on the way out. So we stopped at the airport and bought a couple of stuffed animals and I bought a little souvenirs at the Universal store and at the Disney store.
That's awesome. Hey, you didn't want to waste your time or energy while you're on your trip. You just wait till you're at the airport. You got time.
And you got time, and you know what the TSA pre-check line is looking like. It's right there. Yep. So I was like, oh, we've got plenty of time because the TSA pre-check line is 5 minutes instead of 2 hours. So we're fine. So take your time, pick out your souvenirs at the airport. And then we got those, got through TSA, no issues. The regular line itself was only 18 minutes. Like, that's not bad. That's almost lightning worthy. But we get lightning lane because we have TSA pre-check, which is like fast pass. It's worth it though. Like at MCO, that's a hit or miss airport. At Minneapolis, it's almost never helpful at Minneapolis because their airport runs smoothly, but MCO's got problems sometimes. So
it sure does.
So then we found out that our plane got delayed, so we waited from 2:30 until they boarded about probably 4:15, I think. And we just kind of waited there and had some airport food, but got some airport food for the plane. But that was it. That was our whole trip. And we got back to back to our house. I think it was maybe 10. Okay. Because we had to drive home. Yeah. So, it wasn't bad. Okay. So it's fine.
So you were gone. So it was Monday through Thursday. Did he have a break or anything, or just take off school?
No. We pull our kids out of school for Disney. You learn lots of things at Disney. Okay, he learned how to read a map this time. So
there you go.
There's valuable lessons to be had there.
Oh, seriously. No, if you want to go learn stuff, seriously, I know it's not as focused as it once was, but you can learn so much at Epcot.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Epcot,
you learn how to talk. Look at all of he learned how to order for himself at Disney. Not this trip, but that's where he's learned it. His skills, his life skills. He's learned math there because we always give him. Usually we give him hey, you get $50 for souvenirs, and then we just keep them up to date on how much they've spent. So they learn math. They learn maps. They learn how to draw because we do the art of animation stuff.
Yep. So much to learn.
It's very valuable. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I have a couple of questions as we were talking. I kind of was jotting them down. So just a few. Okay. So do you know just off the top of your head how much you ended up spending for Lyft and Uber together?
Ooh, probably, let me look. So the trips to and from the airport were the most expensive. Those were like, I think it was, I actually wrote it down.
Okay.
A little crazy. Uber to Universal, like Surfside, was $20 and plus tips. We usually tip like 20%. So whatever that is, whatever those tips are in there.
Yeah.
And then we Ubered to Pop, and that one was 15.
Okay.
Lyft to Blizzard Beach was 7. Lyft back was 13. Lyft to Disney Springs was 6. We took the bus back from there. Oh no, we lifted to, that was our crazy ride. Oh my gosh, how did I forget? We lifted to the Character Warehouse, and that was, I want to say that was 15. I didn't write it down, but I think that was like 15. And then bring back to Pop was probably another like 15, probably $10-15.
Okay.
And then we Ubered to Grand Floridian, and I think I must have gotten sick of keeping track of that because I stopped writing it down. That was probably like 8,
Okay.
like, it's always 8 anywhere you go in Disney. I feel like it's 7 or 8. And then the lift back to the airport was like 35. So, I mean, quite a bit, I felt like it was cost savings or time savings for a car.
Versus cost. Right.
Right.
I was just wondering if, I don't really know what the rates are for like renting a car.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Right. Okay.
The crazy drivers, like, I can't deal with it. Like, it's bad enough to have to sit there, but I would get in a car crash. I know I would. I would, because that's just my lot in life. And I would have to deal with that in another state with, the driver. Oh, no. At least if the Uber driver gets in a car crash, that's like on him, or her. like I don't have to deal with the insurance mess. No, my friend, she goes to Disney, and they do a van from the airport, and she tries to talk me into it. I'm like, no, I will just pay the Uber. It's fine.
Yeah. No, I was just curious to see like costs,
It probably would have.
Well, no, I just meant like, if you would prefer to like save money and like do it a different way, or do it like you did. But I mean, if you can, I guess if you compare to what you would spend at parking at Surfside, because you do have to pay for parking.
Oh yeah,
Universal.
I didn't even think about that.
And then
and I think that's expensive, like 35 maybe.
So at
30?
Surfside, it's 19. It might have gotten up to 26 now. But Cellanova's 30, so it's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just thinking like cost wise, like how that would work out. But it looks like you would have spent less doing what you did with rideshare. So.
And honestly, take out like $30 because don't go to Character Warehouse. That was like $30.
Yeah, just a expensive lesson you learned.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I've been there before and I've gotten stuff, so I was like, oh, this will be great.
Yeah,
I will not make that mistake on my daughter's trip.
Okay, so my second question was, having done like after hours and your focus is on doing rides and everything and getting some of the free snacks and whatnot. Do you think, or would you ever do Premier Pass?
Ooh, I don't think I could swing that for like 4 people. That's like so expensive.
Yeah.
I would do this instead. I was thinking about this the other day. I didn't actually think this would be a question, but I was thinking about it. I was like, you could do 4 people going to this after hours party versus doing Premier Pass. Like, it would be like the same cost or less. Like, I think Universal Hollywood Studios, for sure less at Magic Kingdom, but even maybe at Hollywood Studios. So that's like $300 to $400, right?
Yeah. So I was looking at prices because I was just curious about this. And for Hollywood Studios, the least amount you pay is $269 a person.
Yeah.
So
this is like way less.
And that doesn't include your park ticket. So.
And we did Mickey and Minnie's 3 times.
Yeah.
And Slinky Dog twice. You can't get that on Premier Pass.
Yeah.
And we could have done way more rides. And we could have done, we did all of them except for Smuggler's Run and and Rock and Roller Coaster, but we could have done those very easily,
Right.
and fit them in. And I just don't think it's worth it. But I don't know. To each their own.
Well, no, I totally agree. I would much rather do an after hours versus just paying for Premier Pass, especially if like the focus is of doing rides. I mean, you're doing attractions.
And Jane, $190 worth of snacks and extras.
Dude, seriously, that's insane.
A free Capture the Magic photo shoot. That's like $100 there.
Yeah,
we're at $290. Like, I feel like we came out ahead.
You made money. You made money on this trip. Yeah,
100%. Yeah. I tell my
husband. Okay, my last question is okay, so you mentioned you were doing your trip with your daughter in April. Is it going to be the same kind of like layout of trip? Like, are you doing a water park too? Okay.
Kind of. So with my daughter, we decided that she's very, very, like, my son has never been ride focused. He's experience focused. We'll say that. Like, he wants the whole thing, right? He wants the dining reservations. So I got dining reservations that I thought he would really like. And I did. He really liked those. And we got the hotel that he wanted to stay at. He wanted to stay at a Skyliner hotel. I'm not forking over, like $250 a night for Caribbean Beach or $300 a night for Caribbean Beach, but Pop Century, it's good. It's really a nice hotel, and it's got the Skyliner, so that's what he wanted. He wanted a Skyliner hotel, and he wanted to have the characters, and he wanted to see the rare characters when he found out that was like a thing. Even though he doesn't like characters, I don't know. Kids are weird. And then he wanted the rides. He wanted like everything. Our daughter, it's like ride. And so we're actually she accidentally got a Universal annual pass as well. So she. We know that we were going to spend more time at Universal, me and her, and she doesn't struggle with motion sickness at all. So, so I will be the limiting factor on this one, but we're going to stay at Portofino Bay. Yeah, Portofino Bay the first night. Maybe Royal Pacific. I think it's Royal Pacific, actually. It's Royal Pacific, the first night. The one that's right by Sapphire Falls. That's Royal Pacific.
Yes.
So we're going to stay at Royal Pacific and the first night. So we get express pass the first day and the day of checkout.
Right.
So, because we have an early flight too. It's like 20 minutes later than my son's flight. So we'll sleep in until a whopping 3:30.
Wow.
And so we'll go to Universal that first day. We'll land. We'll go right there. I'm sure she will be on Velocicoaster within like 20 minutes of getting there. And then we'll stay overnight there at Royal Pacific and then go back, have our bags checked in the morning, and then go back there to the Universal Park the whole day.
Yeah.
And then come back and move to Sapphire Falls. Because, Royal Pacific, I'm sure it's very nice, but I only did it for the express pass.
Right.
Because I knew she was going to do a ton of rides.
Right.
So, I'm not paying that kind of money to sleep. So we're going to stay at Sapphire Falls, which is really nice. But the cost, it was $160, I think, or $170 to stay at Sapphire Falls. That's a nice hotel, a really nice hotel.
Yes.
Because of the annual pass, it's like nothing. It's like value. That's like what value would cost if you didn't have an annual pass. And I think Royal Pacific was maybe $300.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, when did you book these?
I'd have to ask Lauren. Let me look.
Was it like 6 months? Was it like November or earlier?
I don't think so, because I got this idea. I think it was after November, because I got the idea after my friend and I went on one of these kind of crazy, wild, like Universal, and then back to the Disney parks for the party trips in November, early November, and that's where I decided that I wanted to do this with my kids. Like, I thought it would be so fun for my 40th. So it must have been like in November that I booked it.
Okay. The reason I ask is because Universal has dynamic pricing for their hotels. So the
Yeah.
closer you get to the date and the less inventory they have, the prices do jack up. So it's one of those things where I don't like Disney doesn't do that yet, but
yeah.
I feel it's coming. I think that that's also it's a good tip to like book early with Universal because you said, you can get such good rates, and Sapphire Falls is so pretty. It's so pretty.
So nice. We walked through it in November with my friend and I. We walked through it to get to Savannah Bay, and we were like, whoa, we should have stayed here. What is this place? This is amazing. It's like a castle almost. So the lighting is so pretty.
Yes.
I don't know. It's so nice. And then the waterway, water boat that goes right there. And then we the little peasants that we were walked all the way over to Savannah Bay. I was like, oh, this is terrible. Yeah. So then I decided that my daughter and I were gonna stay at this one.
Nice.
Because it's just so pretty and it was not that much more expensive. I think I think I looked at Surfside and Dockside, and I think it was like $120. So the cost difference wasn't there. And I know Cabana Bay was like $136.
Yeah.
So it was not there was no way that walk alone, because I wasn't gonna take my daughter across that busy street where you're not supposed to cross, but everyone crosses.
Yeah.
I was gonna have her go over the bridge. And so I was like, well, that walk is definitely worth $40.
Right.
So yeah, we are going to stay at those two hotels, and then we're going to stay. She didn't care about the Skyliner, so we're staying at All Star Movies.
Okay.
So we're gonna. It's gonna be rocky. We're gonna check out of Sapphire Falls and go right to All Star Movies, and then go to the water park.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna have to limit to her to 2 or 3 hours because we have the party that night. But her brother came home and told her how awesome the water parks at Disney were. So now we got to go. So,
oh darn it!
So that one's going to be real rough because I'm going to have her sleep in as long as she will.
Yeah.
Because and then the water makes people tired. I don't know.
Does.
It'll be rough.
So you're just doing one night of each hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
No, that's fine. I was just curious how you're doing it.
We're doing a tour.
Hey, that's all. It's all right. That's all good.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. And then when we go back in November, we have longer periods of time that we'll stay at places. But we're still doing a tour there. I like to tour hotels. I like to go to lots of them.
That's what. Hey, you get a lot of mileage and of hotel mileage, if you will, in just one trip.
I like it.
Yeah,
you get to see a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It also keeps your packing light because you're like, I'm not packing all this up 3 times.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I should tell you. Well, I'll tell you after we get done recording. But whenever our kids were younger, I think our son was, he was probably 2, maybe. It was right after COVID. It was people were still wearing masks and everything. We did a split stay with I think two different hotels, and then also Universal, kind of similar to what you're doing. And we did that when the kids were little, and I would never recommend that because it was horrible. It was hard because they have so much crap.
Yeah. Honestly, if I had a stroller, I wouldn't do a split stay. I would that's my delineation right there.
Yeah.
If my kids can walk a whole day in a park, I can do a split stay. If my kids cannot walk a whole day in a park, do not bother because it will be more hassle than it is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Kids have so much stuff.
They do.
Yep.
They do.
I can see it.
Well, what was your favorite part of the trip?
Well, my favorite part overall was spending time with my son. Sometimes we don't see eye to eye. And I think a lot of it is because he's a firstborn, he wants it his way and he's right all the time, regardless if he's right or not. So, just being in a situation where he could be right, there was no wrong. So he was right. And he wasn't fighting for anyone's attention. You get a very different kid.
Right.
And, it was just so nice to have, like, there was no fighting, there was no yelling, there was no, you need to do this because this is what I say. Like, it was just, yeah, sure. I mean, aside from the $200 lightsaber that he wanted that I knew he would never use, that was like it. Like, that was the only thing that he couldn't have. Like, it was just, and you can focus all your time on one kid, and it's just, if you have the means to do, it doesn't even have to be Disney or Universal. It can be anything. It could be your local, like, hotel down the street,
Right.
If you have the time, you could even just be going to the park, but an overnight stay with just your one kid where you can focus on one kid, it is like, so it's priceless. It really is. Like, it just makes you know that you created a good creature and that you're not a terrible parent, because sometimes, I mean, everybody feels this. Sometimes you feel like a terrible parent because you have to tell them no, or you have to tell them how life is. And sometimes the stars just don't align and things go wrong, and that's just life. But it's really hard when you're a kid to endure life. And this kind of thing just makes it better, Yeah. It's so great. But as far as like the park stuff, after hours, oh my gosh. Yeah. It was so amazing. To walk through a park that is so crowded usually and not see anybody it was so amazing. At the end of the night, so my son and I were laughing because all these characters that we were at earlier, really nobody at 11:30 probably on characters. So they were all just dancing because they were still out, but they were all just dancing by their like handlers and playing games with their handlers because they were kind of bored, I'm sure. Right. Nobody was going up to them at that point. So we thought that was kind of funny. Yeah. It was so great. It was such a great trip. I mean, it's not the normal Disney. Don't get me wrong, but it was so wonderful. Good. It was great. I love Disney.
Me too. I know. Well, I know when you're going back in April with your daughter. And then do you have other trips planned the rest of the year?
Yeah, in November.
In November,
we're going in November. We can't not do it.
So is that like a Universal Disney split again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll do both, but we won't do very much we'll do mostly Universal. Mm-hmm. So that was another thing. My kids, we decided that they were going to be able to, when they turned 12, to like, as a special, like, goodbye to the non-teenage years, we were going to let them kind of drive their own family vacation. My son decided, like, so you could, within reason, like within the 48 states, you can pick where you want to go, and we'll kind of accommodate the best we can. So not like, you can't go to Australia.
Right.
But, so he picked that he wanted to go to Universal because the new Epic Park was opening.
Right.
So we're going for his birthday. And, that's why we have those, accident annual passes. And, because it was cheaper, Jamie, I know. It was cheaper to get annual passes and the add-on Epic day.
I know.
It was to do a package, but it'll work out because my son has already checked in, and I've already checked in, and my daughter will check in April. And they told me, I don't know if it's true or not, so we'll have to see. They told me, because I bought my husband's pass, as long as I like activate it, that I'll be able to buy a ticket for him. But we'll see. I don't know.
Okay.
He might have to not go to Epic, or we might have to chance it.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know. I know. It makes me a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. But hopefully I can call and, like, sweet talk somebody or tell somebody at the park. I'm going to talk to the park and see. But it was, like, $200 a person cheaper than buying the package ticket that had 3 park days and an Epic ticket to get an annual pass and an Epic ticket.
Wow.
And then we're staying club level. How bougie. So I know. We're staying at Portofino Bay club level, and it was $870 a night regularly, and we got it for $430. That's like over half off. And she could already book it. Lauren was like, I can't believe I can book this already. And this was months ago. This is like 2 months ago that we booked
Yeah,
this.
2 months
Lauren.
ago, like they already had annual pass holder like discounts out. That's crazy.
Poor Lauren. She had to go through all of the craziness of like me going back and forth on what I wanted and calling. And Universal is so good. Like I'm sure Disney is equally as good, but Universal like will change whatever you want. You can cancel up to a couple, like 5 or 6 days before. I know Disney's like that too, but I've never had to cancel a trip to Disney, so I take that back. We did. We got hit by a hurricane one time, and they were very good with that.
Yeah,
so both Universal and Disney are great about canceling vacations. So
yeah,
poor Lauren, she had to move it like 4 times. So because I kept on changing my mind, and then I saw this club level thing, and I was like, well, I want to stay club level. I'll never get to do this again.
Gotta take advantage.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So it was such a good price. I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
You talked me into it, Universal. So, yeah.
Well, I don't have any other questions unless there's anything you want to mention about your trip before we close out here.
No, I think that's it. I think it was great.
That's awesome.
I rambled on for a really long time. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. No, it's fine. Listen, I love a good detailed trip, especially about after hours, because I've done Magic Kingdom. Yeah, I've done Magic Kingdom, and I've never done Hollywood Studios, so I'm interested. I'm interested. I think I have someone I'm gonna maybe go do that with. Not Jared, maybe Jared. I don't know. We'll see.
So fun. Yeah, I mean, it's just all about if someone can hang in there or not.
Yeah.
I get a grouch at the end of the night, and don't do it. Don't take them.
Don't take
Go by yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, or if you're going to be one of the people, like I can go at Disney. Here, like at home on a normal day, I'm like to bed at like 8:30. Done. But
Disney, you're like, I'm on fumes. I am adrenaline, just pure adrenaline.
I'm on Mickey bars and popcorn and soda.
That's it.
I'm good.
That's it.
No, it's fun. You should go. You should do it if you've never done it before. It's super fun.
Yeah. I think you'll have fun at the Magic Kingdom one because it's so many rides to do. Yeah.
And we would have honestly done rides again, but I mean, like, I don't know. We just went. When did we go? We just went in December. No, I take that back. My kids haven't been there for a while. My kids haven't been there since July. So I mean, okay, right, like that's like that tells you how Disney people we are, and the fact that I just said my kids haven't been there since July and it's February. They're so spoiled; they don't even know. So they've been there pretty frequently though. So the rides, they're great; they love them, but it was really cool to see the rare characters. I think, like he really enjoyed that because it was different, and we could ride rides till you're blue in the face, which my daughter will. Like, there will be no time for characters for my daughter. She loves characters, but not when there's a short wait time at Seven Dwarfs. We will ride that probably 8 times. I don't know. She loves rides. So,
that's awesome.
So yeah, but we could have done Slinky Dog forever, like the whole night. You could just go around and around. It was fun. It was so fun. I love it.
Good. All right. Yeah. Well, that's it for me, but thank you so much for being my guest today.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this trip report from Sarah about her vacation with her son. And if you'd like to see more about their trip, make sure to join the Facebook group, Capture the Magic Community, and she will post pictures and video from her trip. And this is a great way to put a voice to the face as you listen. I highly recommend to checking out that post as she makes it. And you can also follow us on social media like Instagram, X, and TikTok, where you are Cap the Magic over there. We've got 2 YouTube channels now. We've got Jared's long form channel, where he kind of goes into depth about news, issues, debates, reactions, talking about Disney, Universal, theme parks in general, pop culture, etc. And that's Cap the Magic. And if you want to catch video versions of the Thursday Disney podcast or Monday Universal podcast that we do every week, That is CTM Podcast. So don't forget to subscribe on YouTube on those channels. And don't forget to subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. And you can get those shows every week. Finally, we got some cool merch. CTMapparelco.com is the place to get some really awesome tees, tanks, sweatshirts, and even hats you can wear in the parks. And new designs are going up all the time. So don't forget to visit that website over there and see what we got going on. And that is all from me today. So thank you again to my guest, Sarah, for being on the show. And thank you out there in the podcast world for listening. And as I always like to say, we will see you in the parks.